Live from the campus of Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, we're here live at Coldike Field for the 2022 IHSA 4A Regional Semifinal between the 5th-seeded Lane Tech baseball team and the 12th-seeded Taft Eagles. Thank you so much for joining us. My name's Alex Burstein here behind home plate for what should be a fun one this afternoon. Two rival teams facing off for a chance to play against Glenbrook North tomorrow. Slight change in venue. We were originally going to play at Glenbrook North. There's been a lot of rain in Chicago lately, so they turned to a turf field here at Northwestern. And for those of you who are joining us right now, we are not going to have a video stream here today because of some IHSA rules with the state series. We will have a radio call, and also we should be joined by Zach Sharp as our analyst in a couple of minutes. We are getting started a little bit later than we expected to because Taft was a little late to gain here at the stadium, but we should be good to go in just about 5 or 6 minutes, and because of that, that means it is time to meet your starting lineups. First, for the visiting Taft Eagles, Taft's going to be in their blue jerseys here today with gray pants, and leading things off for them this afternoon is going to be number 9, Angel Muhammad. He'll be playing in center field this afternoon. In the 2 spot, playing in left field, number 19, Colin Benkel. In the 3 spot and playing in right field, number 10, David Bedron, one of the top outfielders on this team. In the 4 spot, probably the top player on this team, and playing at shortstop, number 7, Dominic Jacoby. In the 5 spot, the star first baseman for this Taft Eagles team, number 25, Raul Garcia. In the 6th spot and playing at third base, number 23, Justin Butcher. And rounding out the lineup for this Eagles team, it's going to be Jacob Unin, the DH, in the 7th spot. Nicholas Guidon at second base, and Joseph Karshar at catching tonight, and he will be hitting in the 9 spot. The lineup for Taft did not have a pitcher on it, so we are still waiting to see who's going to take the mound for the Eagles in the bottom of the first inning. We'll get you that as soon as we find it. I'm assuming it might be Unin because he was listed as the DH, and sometimes teams will do that DH/pitcher thing. We are still yet to see, but that is what we have right now for the Eagles lineup. As for Lane Tech, a slightly different lineup here tonight. It's going to be Joseph Perona leading things off. He plays in center field. In the 2 spot and returning to shortstop, where we saw him playing a little bit earlier this year, is going to be Josh Katz. Pitched a wonderful game at Wrigley for the city title on Monday, and now he's going to take a break from the mound, and he'll be at shortstop here tonight and hitting in the 2 spot. In the 3 spot, the team's batting average leader and playing at third base is going to be Louis Darishin. Hitting cleanup, and at second base it's going to be Nick Laggis. In the 5 spot and playing at first base, probably one of the hottest bats on this team right now, that's going to be number 27, Jack Tsor. In the 6th spot, and this is where things get interesting for Lane Tech, it's going to be a DH and a first-time varsity start for Henry Murray. We'll talk about this a little bit more throughout the broadcast, but 3 guys being brought up from the JV squad to the varsity squad for this game here tonight. Henry Murray is going to be one of them. Just a freshman. Lane Tech has had no underclassmen make varsity appearances for them in a real game yet this season. Henry Murray will be the first to do so. He has a very good bat. He's a switch hitter. I saw him taking some BP. Looked really great from the left side of the plate. So we're going to see him take the 6th spot in the batting order. And rounding things out, it's going to be Zach Joshua behind the plate, Kai Ramirez in right field, and Edwin Quinones in left field. It looks like we may have the national anthem here at Coldike Field in just a second, so we might turn away to the PA address announcer in just a second, but then we will have first pitch coming up momentarily for the for Lane Tech and Taft. As we mentioned, it is going to be a fun one here tonight. Apologies, folks. I think we might have had the wrong thumbnail video for this one. We had our old Brooks one, but hopefully you guys still are able to find this video okay. It's definitely a windy day, gloomy in Chicago, but at least there is no rain, and that is definitely what we were looking for. There was rain throughout the morning here in Chicago, and then they kind of switched that off here to this afternoon and allow us to have some baseball in the first game of this regional. That was last night, also held here at Northwestern. was actually a very entertaining game. It seemed as if maybe Glenbrook North was going to blow out Lincoln Park. However, the Lions put up a great game. It ended up being just a 3-2 walk-off victory for the Glenbrook North in the 8th inning. So it took them extra innings to get past the Lions last night. So that was how this regional started off, and now we'll see which of these teams tonight will get to play against Glenbrook North tomorrow. That is set for an 11 a.m. first pitch. Right now it's at Glenbrook North. Everything in this regional has kind of been changing by the minute, but as of now, that is when the championship game for this regional is supposed to set off, and then it'll be obviously sectionals next week. The sectional for this regional is the Loyola Academy sectional. Lane Tech gave Loyola Academy a good test earlier this season. They almost beat them, ended up being a comeback victory for the Ramblers, but this is definitely a winnable regional for pretty much, a winnable sectional for pretty much any team out there. And just for those of you who are just joining us, umpires and the coaches meeting at home plate right now. We should have first pitch coming up in just a couple of minutes. But as I was saying, it's a very winnable sectional for a lot of different teams. The 1 seed is going to be Maine South here. They frankly was not expecting this. I talked with their head coach earlier this season when Lane Tech was supposed to play them. That game didn't end up happening, but talking to him, it definitely did not seem like there was going to be a number 1 sectional team coming out of Maine South. However, that is what they ended up doing. They won 12-2 over Niles North last night in the first regional semifinal of the Maine East Regional. That game actually got moved to Niles West. Once again, lots of weather changes here, but Maine South has already booked their regional final appearance. As we mentioned, Glenbrook North has also booked that. And then Evanston Township beat Leyden 7-0, and Prospect upset Von Steuben 15-5. Both of those games are in the same regional, the Evanston Regional. So Evanston will be facing off against Prospect on Saturday at Evanston. And then in the final regional, that's the New Trier Regional. We've only had one game there, and that was Loyola Academy taking down Maine West 11-1. So it's been some interesting results. The only upset thus far has been Prospect beating Von Steuben by 10 runs. That was definitely a surprising one. I saw that and I was very surprised there, but great season for the Panthers. They just come up a little bit short in the state playoffs, and other than that, it has been all chalk here so far in the Loyola Academy sectional, and Lane Tech is hoping that will stay the case here tonight as they look for a win over the Eagles. This is actually the second straight year Lane Tech has been in the same regional as Taft. Last year, they were not able to play Taft, actually, because they were in different regional semifinals. Lane Tech won their regional semifinal, Taft lost, and then Lane Tech would go on to win the regional, but they're two rivals, and they have seen each other, at least in the same regional, a lot here as of recent in the first couple of rounds of state play, as still the managers just meeting here at home plate. Looks like it's going to be closer probably to a 4:25 first pitch. As we mentioned, it is going to be Lane Tech, the home team tonight. They're in their all-white uniforms with white and green hats, so it is going to be them taking the field tonight. On the mound this afternoon for Lane Tech, I realize we forgot to say that, is going to be Lucino Sotelo. Just his second start of the year, but he has been excellent on the mound. Was out the first month of the season, came back in a relief role. They've been testing him out in a variety of roles, mainly as a reliever, but as we mentioned, he started one game against Clemente, went good in that one, and now he's going to try to pick up another win here tonight against the Taft Eagles. He is a lefty, so Lane Tech going with a lefty on the mound to start off the state playoffs. 12.2 innings pitched, but listen to this. He has given up, I believe, no runs. I just want to confirm that before I say it. Has a 2-0 record and an ERA of, yes, 0. 0 earned runs on the year and 0 runs altogether. So Sotelo has been excellent on the mound these last couple of weeks, and he earned himself the spot here to start on Game 1 of the regional semifinals. We'll see who Lane Tech sends to the mound tomorrow, but first they'll have to get past the Taft Eagles here today as Lane Tech takes the field. We'll take you around the diamond here for Lane Tech once again. As we mentioned, it's going to be Sotelo on the mound, Zach Joshua catching tonight for Sotelo. Around the diamond, it'll be Jack Zor at first, Nick Laggis at second, Louis Darishin at third. Josh Katz will hold things down at shortstop tonight. And in the outfield, from left to right, it's going to be Edwin Quinones in left field, Joseph Perona in center field, and Kai Ramirez in right field. So those will be your 9 on the diamond this afternoon for Lane Tech. We're going to see Sotelo here just take a couple of warm-up pitches, and then we should be ready to go for first pitch here from Cold Dyke Field at Rocky and Bernice Miller Park. Looks like we are going to do the national anthem, so we're going to turn to that real quick, and then we'll be right back here to action at Northwestern. And here we are back at Northwestern for tonight's IHSA Regional Semifinal, and glad to be joined here tonight by Zach Sharp. You've been hearing my baseball opinions all season long, but tonight we're going to hear from a real player. Happen to have Zach Sharp alongside us tonight here for tonight's game.
Thank you so much, Alex. I am so excited to be here. Little broadcasting debut. This will be a great one. Taft and Lane, a lot of rich history. Good pitcher on the mound for both teams. I think it'll be a great game.
As we mentioned, Lucino Sotelo taking some warm-up pitches right now for Lane Tech. Leading things off this afternoon for the Eagles is going to be Angel Muhammad, and Lane Tech beat Taft 2 times this year. What do you think the keys are here today, Zach, for Lane Tech to get win number 3?
Really, they just got to stay within themselves, not try to do too much, not let the environment just be too big for them. This is a team that is very talented, but has had some bad losses just because they try to do too much.
Yeah, this is the second game this week. Lane Tech playing at a much bigger venue than usual. Played at Wrigley Field on Monday and now playing here at Cold Dyke Field on Friday for some regional semifinal action, as Zach Joshua is going to throw down, and we're ready to go here from Cold Dyke Field in IHSA regional action. As we mentioned, it's going to be Angel Muhammad leading things off here tonight for the Taft Eagles, who are trying to get an upset win here tonight over Lane Tech. Muhammad was the leadoff hitter when Lane Tech played them earlier in the season. It was a pretty early series between Lane Tech and Taft, as Sotelo here gets ready for the first pitch of his outing. Just the second start of the year for Sotelo, and the pitch going to be swung on and missed, and we'll get it to an 0-1 count.
Yeah, Sotelo's got a lot of run to his fastball. It's that lefty delivery that makes it so hard for hitters to hit, and we can see there already Muhammad a little uncomfortable in the box.
Muhammad, just a sophomore, starting here tonight as the 0-1 hit high back in the foul territory. Joshua trying to get under it, and he will almost make the grab, just misses it there, but we will get it to an 0-2 count here early on.
Yeah, Sotelo loves to get ahead early. I know in one of his games against Walter Payton High School in his, 3 or 4 inning win, he threw 100% first pitch strikes, loves to attack early. Just get ahead of hitters, and it's a great thing to do, especially at the high school level.
0-2 count here on Muhammad, who will be playing in center field when Taft takes the field. This one will be swung on and missed outside part of the zone, and Sotelo will have 3 strikes here in his first pit batter face here this afternoon. We'll see Colin Benkel here take the plate, the left fielder. He's also a lefty, and he's going to be the number 2 hitter this afternoon for the Taft Eagles. So Sotelo gets out strong with that strikeout. We'll see what he can do with his second batter faced here today. Benkel, one of the top outfielders on this team, as the first pitch just gets in there for a strike, actually.
Great job with pinning that outside corner. It comes back. It's a backdoor fastball, especially just because of that run. hitters just uncomfortable again in the box.
We're seeing Sotelo kind of work the inside and outside part of the plate here early on, and it's working very well against these Eagles batters as the 0-1 misses high, and that will be the first ball thrown here tonight, and we'll even the count out at 1-1.
As a pitching coach, if my pitchers every single time out of the first 5 pitches they threw 4 strikes, I'd be super happy.
As the 1-1 swung on and missed, and a lot of these pitches aren't just hitting the zone, they're also getting swing and misses. So Taft having some struggles here early on making contact with the ball as we'll get it to a 1-2 count on Benkel. It's going to be the second year in the outfield for Benkel, a senior. Last year he was very strong with Biedron in the outfield as this one misses outside, and we'll even it out at a 2-2 count. Very windy here today at Northwestern. It'll be interesting to see how that affects the game here today. As the 2-2 delivery from Sotelo hit towards short. Katz gets it. The throw across the diamond in time, and that will be the first put out here today. A 6-3 from Josh Katz to Jack Soar.
Definitely a nice play. It's great to see that Josh's arm has recovered after that 114 pitch start on Monday at Wrigley Field.
Especially impressive. He has not really played at short in quite some time here for Lane Tech, but seems to be in the role pretty well here tonight as David Biedron, the right fielder, is going to step into the box for the Eagles, trying to keep Taft from going 1-2-3 in the first inning as first pitch misses outside, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count.
Yeah, this is playoffs, and playoffs go crazy. Carter Dow their starting shortstop is out with COVID, so he will miss at least this game and next game. So Katz is at short today.
As the 1-0 misses outside, we'll get it to a 2-0 count here. We talked about Benkel was all conference this year, so was Biedron, so some heavy hitters in the top of this lineup as Curveball gets in there to get it to a 2-1 count here for Sotelo. 2 outs here, top of inning number 1, 0-0 the score between Lane and Taft. The 2-1 just misses down low and outside, and now we'll get a 3-1 count. So a chance here for Taft to get their first base runner here of the day. Just one ball away from getting a walk. As Sotelo fires quickly here, and that one will be down low, and that will be the first walk here today.
Batting fourth, shortstop, number 7, Dominic Jacoby.
It's interesting here. I still have my lineup from the first time these two teams played, and a couple of changes, mostly similar. However, Jacoby goes from the 5 spot to the 4 spot. Another all-conference player, just a junior, but he has a bright future ahead here as the righty steps into the box. First pitch swung on and missed. Joshua throws down. They got him! What a throw down there to first base, and they are going to catch David Biedron looking on the caught steal there to end the top of the first inning.
That reminds me of the second time that Lane played Taft. That's exactly how the game ended. Sashua at first to get him at first, the back pick. Great way to end the game. Great way to end the inning. And let's see what they can do starting in the bottom of the first.
And, they got that early base runner, but a pretty good inning for Lane Tech defensively there. You get the strikeout. You also see the defense working with that putout, and then some excellent catching there from Joshua to close out the inning. And now we're going to see who's taking the mound here tonight for the Eagles. It was not on the scorecard, but we're going to try to check that quickly here to see.
It'll be number 15, Jeremy Flores, plays Cangelosi Sparks for Travel, as that was a wild one in warm-ups. He has very whippy arm action, which coaches do love to see. He goes really far back, gets some good velocity, but the whippy arm action really makes it tough for hitters to adjust.
I'm trying to remember, did he start either of the first 2 games Lane Tech played against Taft?
He did not, but he did relieve for 4 or 5 innings in the second game. After Lane scored 6 or 7 in the first 2 innings, he came in and only let up 1 or 2 through 4 or 5 innings in the second game that Lane played Taft.
And if you guys weren't following, it was kind of a whirlwind of a second game between these two squads. It ended up being an extra innings win for Lane Tech, but it went 8 innings. Lane Tech eventually pulled away 12-9, but that was definitely an exciting first game as Joseph Perona is going to take the plate here to lead things off in the bottom of the first for Lane Tech. He's been the one hitter all season long, and lefties going to take the plate here tonight for Lane Tech. On deck is going to be Josh Katz and then Louis Derishin in the hole, so those will be your three on deck here this inning for Lane Tech. Excuse me, I should say due up as Perona gets ready for the first pitch here from Flores. The 0-0. This one hit towards the left fielder. Actually, he's going to go to the center fielder, Muhammad. He loses it in the sun, and this will be at least a double for Perona. An error there from the center fielder, Muhammad, and an early reach here for Lane Tech.
Wow, an early mistake. I mean, you could tell right off the bat that the center fielder did not have it. I mean, it is kind of cloudy out today. It makes hard for those very high fly balls, but Taft's got to get it going. I mean, this is state. It's one and done.
So Lane Tech will have a runner in scoring position here early on as Josh Katz comes to the plate. He's had a couple of big hits here all season long, and we'll see if he can deliver an RBI hit here as first pitch is going to be almost inside and hit him. Oh, and they're going to say it did hit him.
Katz has had a lot of those this season. I know that he leads the team in hit by pitches, and that will be his 13th hit by pitch of the season, which is absolutely crazy. That is a tough guy.
I mean, this is Lane's 35th game in the season, so he's getting hit almost every other game with a pitch. As now coming to the plate is going to be Louis Derishin. Watched him in BP. He was the one player I really wanted to watch. He's been hitting the ball well all season long, and now we'll see if he can deliver a couple of RBIs here as first pitch gets in there for a strike, and that will be an 0-1 count here early on.
Yeah, I mean, Derishin's been great, especially down the stretch in these playoffs. He has been amazing. Over the season, batting .387. Those are numbers from a junior you don't see often.
Runners are going to take towards third and second. The pitch is high. The throw to third is also high. Jumping to get it is going to be Butcher, and Lane Tech's now going to have runners at second and third base with no outs here in the bottom of the first. Everything going Lane Tech's way here early on.
I mean, I love the call. Joseph Perona has been amazing on the bases this year. He's got 31 stolen bases. Why not go for his 32nd? He's got a 93 stolen base percentage. I mean, why not do it, especially to get two runners into scoring position, especially for Derishin to try and get him in.
Perona had 29 last year. I didn't really think it could be beat, but he has done it already. 4 over that mark, 3 over that mark, and now Lane Tech with a chance to take an early lead here at Northwestern. It'll be a 1-1 count on Derishin as Flores looks in for the sign and fires. This one hit a high bouncer towards third. Butcher gets it. The throw across the diamond in time, but it will advance Perona to the plate, and Lane Tech will take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, I mean, Derishin just with another RBI, making it his 43rd of the season. That is some crazy numbers you'll see from a third or fourth hitter.
So it's going to be one runner out for Lane Tech. Still a runner at second base. Josh Katz did not advance there from second, and coming to the plate is going to be Nick Laggis, the second baseman this afternoon for Lane Tech. Flores looks, throws it back to second, but won't get the pickoff attempt in time.
An interesting thing you can see here already, center fielder Muhammad, he's got his glove up, blocking up the sun already. I mean, I understand that he did miss one of those fly balls first play of the game, but it's crazy to be doing that all game.
As the pitch curveball misses down low, and we'll get it to a 2-1 count here on Lag. It's going to be interesting to see how the weather plays. It's been very in and out with the sun here in Chicago all day long. I know in batting practice I was wearing a coat, then I wasn't wearing a coat. Temperature has been in and out, as has the sun. As the pitch to Laggis is going to be fouled off for a strike 2 here on the second baseman.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. It's just what Chicago is. It's almost June, and we are in the high 50s here.
Definitely a little colder than we would have expected. It was somewhat cold for the city championship last week in the city playoffs. It was very nice. Apologies, folks. It's actually going to be a 1-1 count, not a 2-2 count here on Laggis. But weather has been very interesting for this baseball season for Lane Tech as Flores looks in, delivers. This one hit towards center field. Muhammad drifting back. That's going to go all the way to the wall. This will be at least a double for Laggis. He's turning second. They're going to send him. Coming around third is Katz, and that is a stand-up double for Nick Laggis.
Lane Tech coming out strong, striking early here. It's great to see it in this playoff atmosphere.
Nick Laggis has been great with those extra base hits all year long, and now Lane Tech's going to have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of inning number 1 as Jack Zor is going to come to the plate. He's been one of the hotter bats on the team as of recent, and we'll see what he can do here. It's interesting, Lane Tech adds a lefty into the batting order here today as Henry Murray into the lineup. So Lane Tech going with a couple more lefty bats than usual as the lefty Jack Zor fouls the first one off, and we'll get it to an 0-1 count.
Yeah, Zor has been crazy hot. In the month of May, he's batting .680. He is 17 for 25. He had 2 hits in the championship game for City at Wrigley. I mean, let's just hope he keeps tearing it up.
Still have Laggis over there at third base, waiting for a possible wild pitch. On deck, it's going to be Henry Murray as Flores looks in, ready for the 0-1. He fires this one. Check swing. They say he doesn't go, and we'll even it out at a 1-1 count. Nice eye there from Jack Zor.
I know we should be focused on the batter at bat, but I cannot wait to see Henry Murray, who's on deck. He's a freshman. He's a switch hitter. First game on varsity, starting DHing. I mean, how exciting.
1-1 on its way here from Flores. This one hit sharply towards second base. Guidon has some trouble with it. The throw to first is in time. However, that will advance the runner, and Lane Tech has now taken a 3-0 lead in inning number 1. This is a pretty great start if you're a Lane Tech fan.
A great piece of hitting by Zor. I mean, knowing that he's got a man at third with 1 out, just put the ball in play, get that run across.
And now we're going to see Henry Murray take his first varsity at-bat as a part of this Lane Tech team. As we mentioned, a couple of JV guys coming up to the roster for state, and Murray is a switch hitter. He's going to be taking from the left batter's box here as first pitch misses outside, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count. Murray's been a strong hitter all season long with the junior varsity as the freshman here readies for the 1-0 pitch. That one in the dirt. And a little bit of trouble here with Flores pitching to the left-handed hitter for Lane Tech. Saw when I was doing some prep for Murray, he has an exit velocity around 99. He can hit the ball very hard. In batting practice, he was taking it from the lefty position. He was just hitting them very far back at Kerrywood Field as the 2-0 is high and away, and now 3 straight balls here from Flores. Haven't really seen that here early on from the right-handed Taft thrower.
What an interesting way to start your varsity career with 3 straight balls, most of them in the other batter's box, too.
On deck, it's going to be Zach Joshua, 2 away here in the bottom of inning number 1. Lane Tech with a 3-0 lead over the Taft Eagles as Flores fires in the 3-0. That one will be taken for a strike here from Murray. I don't know if we're going to get to see him take a swing with the bat here in his first at-bat. Decent crowd on hand here, a decent way from both of these schools, from Lane Tech and Taft to Northwestern, but nice showing from a couple of the Lane Tech fans as the 3-1 hit into right field. That one's going to drop near the line. This will be at least a double for Murray. He turns first base. The right fielder, Bedron, having a little bit of trouble with it. They're going to send him towards third, and this is going to be another triple for Lane Tech. What a way, Henry Murray, to start off your varsity career.
An absolute rope down the line, and then we saw it bobble around in the right field corner, almost like it was a major league park. The right fielder had some trouble with it, and here comes the Taft manager. And that's Pilda, so that means we might have a pitching change in this first inning. That's their coach, and that is going to be the case. So we're going to have a pitching change in the first inning for the Eagles, and if I'm remembering correctly, in the first game Lane Tech played against Taft, this was the same case. Their starter did not even go a full inning, and if you're Taft right now, this is not the start you want, especially in a win or go home game like it is here at State, as we're going to try to see who's coming in here for the Taft Eagles out of the bullpen. We'll take a quick break and be back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lane Tech Baseball.
Now pitching for the Eagles, number 21, Nick Nichigo.
Okay, so it is going to be the right-handed senior Nick Giannenjako. This is one of the harder names in the Chicago Public League. Giannenjako. That's actually the starter we were talking about for Taft. He started game 1 of of the conference series Lane Tech had with Taft, did not even go a full inning before getting taken out. And now we'll see what the right-handed senior can do in his state finals appearance here. Not state finals, state playoffs debut of this 2022 season. It's going to be Henry Murray at third base and Zach Joshua coming up to bat here for Lane Tech in the bottom of the first with 2 away.
Very interesting. Giannenjako did not even get a single out. He had 4 walks and an error. He didn't even give up a hit. But, I mean, that's what'll do it for you. Got pulled early. Looks like a strong, hard-throwing righty, but when you don't have it, you don't have it.
And that was kind of surprising from the Taft coaching staff. They didn't even do a mound visit. They just took him out, took Flores out right away, as we're going to have a couple more warm-up pitches, and then we'll be good to go here once again in the bottom of the first. Lane Tech trying to knock in 1 or 2 more runs, but Sotelo's going to definitely have some run support to work with heading into the second inning of work for the left-handed junior. As Giannenjako gets a couple more warm-up pitches here. It'll be Joshua coming up to bat, Kai Ramirez on deck, and Edwin Quinones in the hole here for Lane Tech. It looked as if Flores just exited the game. I don't think he went to a different position, so no other positional changes here yet for the Eagles. And now we're going to see Zach Joshua come to the plate here for Lane Tech. We saw him have that great play to end the top of the first inning, and now we'll see if he can translate that into some offense in the bottom of the first. Giannenjako gets ready for the first pitch of his outing. That one's going to be hit towards the second base, shortstop. Nice catch there by Jacoby to end the inning. So 1 pitch is all it takes for Giannenjako to get out of inning number 1, but not before Lane Tech strikes with 3 runs. It'll be Lane Tech 3, Taft 0 as we head to inning number 2. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel.
Participation in interscholastic activities generates values that make student athletes better citizens. Parents, coaches, and officials can reinforce the development of these students by expressing, supporting, and displaying these positive values gained by participating and competing. Challenge our young people not just to go to school.
To inning number 2 we go. Lane Tech had a great inning number 1. Their defense got stuff done in the top of the first, and then the offense scores 3, including 2 triples in the bottom half of the inning. And now we'll see if their defense can keep it going here in inning number 2. It'll be Lucino Sotelo staying on for his second inning of work. Dominic Jacoby was up to bat at the end of that last inning. However, there was a throw out to end the inning, so he will also start off inning number 2 here for the Eagles at the plate. And Zach, what do you think Taft can do to kind of get back into this game after giving up those early runs?
I mean, really what they got to do is put the ball in play, put the pressure on the other team. I know Taft absolutely loves to bunt. Get guys on, maybe try and bunt them around. I mean, that's what high school baseball is putting the ball in play and making the other team make those plays.
And we'll see if they can do that here in the top of the second. As you mentioned, it'll be Jacoby leading things off, then Raul Garcia on deck, and Justin Butcher, the third baseman, in the hole as Lane Tech's going to throw down, and we're ready to go here in the top of the second from Coldike Field on the campus of Northwestern. Some really nice venues Lane Tech has been able to play in lately. I believe tomorrow's game is going to be played back at a high school field for the first time in a while. That's going to be played at Glenbrook North, as first pitch to Sotelo is from Sotelo is inside, but you saw Jacoby there trying to bunt maybe. They are going to try that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you kind of have to go to when stuff isn't working. And I mean, I know it's very early, but you got to try something always.
As the 1-0 swung on and missed, and we'll even it out at a 1-1 count here. 3-0. Lane Sack with the lead over Taft. Top of inning number 2. Alex Bursing alongside Zach Sharp here from Northwestern. Jacoby was named All-Conference as just a junior. It's interesting. He's listed as an infielder, an outfielder, and a right-handed pitcher as this one swung on and missed, and Sotelo will get ahead in the count 1-2, but Jacoby can really play any position on the field. Tonight we have seen him at short, had a couple balls hit his way there in the bottom of the first inning. As Sotelo here fires the 1-2, swung on and missed, and that will be strikeout number 2 on the day for Lucino Sotelo.
That changeup he just threw is very deceptive. It moves the same amount as his fastball, but we can tell that it is definitely a couple miles per hour slower.
Coming up to bat now, it's going to be Raul Garcia, the first baseman. And we should mention, I don't know if we said this in the pregame, Sotelo has not given up a run yet this year. He's just been absolutely great on the mound these last couple of weeks. As Sotelo fires the first pitch, swung on and missed, and we'll get it to an 0-1 count.
Sotelo has 12.2 innings pitched, and as Alex said, 0 runs, only 4 hits. Has been phenomenal in relief. Only other start was to Clemente, who has not had a great year. So, I mean, he's doing well right now. Let's hope he keeps doing well.
As the 0-1 misses inside, and we'll even it out at a 1-1 count here. Sotelo fires the 1-1 pitch quickly here, and that one will miss down low, and we'll get to a 2-1 count. Seems like not a lot of time in between pitches here for Sotelo. He's kind of rushing these pitches into the batter.
It's pretty funny. I know that Jacob Meza loves to do that too. He must have gotten it from him. All these pitchers, they just love to work as fast as possible for no reason.
As this one gets in there for a strike, swung on and missed by Garcia, and Sotelo just 1 strike away from his 3rd strikeout of the day. This one's going to be in there, and that will be the first backwards K, and I think Garcia walked away before the ump even made that call. A perfect pitch there from Sotelo.
Batting 6th, third baseman, number 23, Justin Butcher.
So we'll see Justin Butcher, the third baseman, come to the plate now. We've only seen one batter for the Eagles reach. That was Bedron with a walk in inning number 1. However, he got out on a throw from Shashua down to first base. So we've not seen a lot of Eagles advance here as the first pitch misses outside, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count. 2 away here quickly in the top of inning number 2. And another one, fastball, will miss here, and we'll get it to a 2-0 count. Seems like Sotelo with a mix here today with the first pitch strikes and missing the zone early on.
For sure, for sure. It's also very tough for relievers when they get into like one of their first starts to get that consistency going.
2-0 misses here, and we'll get it to a 3-0 count on Butcher, and this one's going to be in there for a strike, so now we'll go to a 3-1 count. So going to be interesting to see what type of pitch Sotelo tries to go with to Butcher. He's shown he has some patience with the bat, and the 3-1's going to be swung on and missed. Went the curveball there, a little risky, but ends up getting the strike. Full count here for Justin Butcher, first plate appearance of the day, and Lane Tack looking for a 1-2-3 inning, and they will get it. Swung on and missed for strike 3 to end stuff here in the top of the second.
Sotelo doing a great job filling up the zone. I mean, he's only got 29 pitches. Actually, 29 pitches, that's not as little as I thought, but still a great job of attacking. 17 strikes, no hits, only 1 walk, 4 strikeouts already. Great job.
And that was almost a perfect inning. Forward K, backwards K, forward K, 3 strikeouts to bring his total on the day to 4. And now we're going to head to the bottom of the second here at Northwestern. They're going to keep Gene and Jaco into the game as he only faced 1 batter there in the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be the bottom of the lineup here for Lane Tack with Kai Ramirez, Edwin Quinones, and then the top of the lineup, Joseph Prona, due up for Lane Tack. And it'll be interesting to see if this bottom of the lineup for Lane Tack is able to get some hits here in the state playoffs.
Ramirez and Quinones have been phenomenal defensive players and have been doing their share at the plate. Let's see if they can start a good inning off late.
Definitely two players very different offensively. Ramirez sometimes reaches with some bigger hits to the outfield. Quinones often reaches with his speed. And I saw Ramirez in batting practice hitting a lot to center field, and we'll see if he can do that here in the bottom of inning number 2. Lane Tech with a 3-0 lead early on against the Eagles, and trying to expand that here in the second inning of play as Ramirez steps into the batter's box. So Lane Tech sent 7 guys to the plate in the first inning, and it looks like they'll definitely get through all 9 hitters in the first 2 innings, which is definitely a good sign for Lane Tech. As Gene Jaco will get ready for his second batter faced of the game. First pitch high and inside, and Ramirez had the duck to not get hit there.
A very interesting shift I'm seeing here. Ramirez, he does like to go to all over the field, but we can see the center fielder is more than a couple steps to the right of second base.
As this one hit up the middle, and that will get past Guidon, and Ramirez has a lead-off single here in the bottom of the second inning, and Lane Tech just continuing to get very good contact with the ball here early on at Northwestern. As Edwin Quinones will take the plate here for Lane Tech. We mentioned one of the faster guys. We've seen him as a pinch runner at some points this season, oftentimes the left fielder where he is tonight. And now we'll see if he can advance the runner at first. Ramirez with a decent-sized lead over there at first. First pitch gets over the catcher and Quinones, and that will be a free base for Ramirez. Thought he was maybe going to try to steal there, but no need, as the second straight first pitch to a batter is kind of wild here from Gene Jaco, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count on Quinones.
And I mean, that's what we see from these big flame-throwing righties. They have some control issues sometimes.
As Quinones shows bunt again, but the second pitch will be high as well, and we'll get it to a 2-0 count. So looks as if Lane Tech really is just trying to advance Ramirez, but Quinones has shown he can sometimes reach on a bunt. Looks back towards second base. Jacoby catching the runner. Quinones shows bunt again, and that's going to be another ball. A lot of high pitches here from the right-handed senior.
Yeah, what Gene Jaco really has to do right now is just let him hit it. It's a really weird thing, but coaches say it all the time. It's a free out. Just try and take it.
And that one's going to be high and outside, and that is going to be a 4-pitch walk here for Edwin Quinones. And Lane Tech has runners at first and second base here to start off inning number 2. We saw Taft did not have a lot of patience with their pitcher Flores to start off the game. They pulled him early. We'll see how much of a chance they give Gene and Jaco here, as Joseph Perona will take the plate. First pitch, he shows bunt. This one's actually going to get down, but will go foul, and we'll get it to an 0-1 count. So Lane Tech showing here early on, not afraid to bunt the ball a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. That's what high school baseball is about, is putting the ball in play. Especially, teams love to do it with first and second and try and bunt it to the third base line, because it is always very tough for the third baseman to decide whether to crash and go get that ball or whether to stay back and cover the base that they're supposed to be covering.
Perona down 0-1 in the count. The pitch, that one swung on and missed. Just went with a classic fastball there, and that's one of the first pitches we've seen this inning that was really in the zone. And it looks like maybe Gene Jaco should go with that pitch a little more often, as runners take their leads at first and second base. On deck, it's going to be Josh Katz. Perona started off the day with a double, and this one will miss high and away. We'll get it to a 1-2 count.
We go back to seeing this very interesting shift. I guess Gene Jaco does throw hard enough that the center fielder is playing on the opposite side that you would think of.
This one misses high again, and we'll get it to a 2-2 count. Definitely some trouble here early on for the Taft pitchers locating this zone from the umpire. Two faster guys on the base paths right now for Lane Tech. They tried a double steal and successfully in the first inning. We'll see if they try it again, as the 2-2 hit high towards left field. Should be playable for Bankel. He's coming in and will make the grab, and that will be out number 1. Neither of the batters able to advance here at Northwestern.
Shortstop, Josh Katz.
So that's going to be the first out of the inning here for Lane Tech, and now we'll see if Josh Katz can get an RBI maybe or two. We saw him get hit by a pitch on his first pitch actually taken in the first inning, so he hasn't been able to swing the bat yet here today. We'll see what he can do, as first pitch misses high, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count. Saw Katz flinch there. It doesn't look like he wants to get hit by another pitch here.
Yeah, I mean, Katz will do anything to get on base. He's got a .491 on-base percentage. That means almost every other time he gets on base.
As the 1-1 hits the bottom outside part of the zone, and we'll get it to a 1-1 count here. Still runners at first and second base. That will be Kai Ramirez at second, Edwin Quinones at first. Checks the runner at second to throw that one high, and we'll get it to a 2-1 count. Just a lot of high pitches here, and you can kind of see Gene Jaco. I don't have his height here, but he's definitely a couple inches taller than all the Lane Tech batters he has faced here thus far, and he's pitching looks like to someone he thinks is a little bit taller than they are. As we're ready here for the 2-1 pitch. That one hit towards third base. Should be playable for Butcher. He steps on the bag and won't throw it, so that will be just a ground out to the third baseman, and Lane Tech will still have runners at second and first base.
Third baseman.
Nice awareness there from the third baseman, Butcher. Unable to get the double play, but at least if you are Taft, you do get 2 outs now here and a chance to get out of this inning with no more damage done. But you do have Louis Darrishin at the plate as first pitch taken inside. And now you do have on the base pass Edwin Quinones and Josh Katz, 2 of the guys Lane Tech has shown they have a lot of confidence in the base pass all season long. So we'll see what Lane Tech tries to do here. As checks the runner at first base, readies for the 1-0. That one hit sharply towards short, and that will get into left field. They're going to send Quinones. Katz turning towards third, and now we'll have a 4-0 Lane Tech lead. A single here for Louis Darrishin. That one just hit so hot off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, exit velocity, that's really what it is. It was almost hit right at shortstop, but the velocity of that hit made it such a tough play.
It'll be Josh Katz at third base now, Louis Darrishin at first. It was definitely helpful that you had Quinones on the base pass there, as he was able to stretch it from possibly just advancing 1 base to 2. And now we're going to see Nick Laggis come to the plate, reach with a triple his first time up, as first pitch fouled back, and we'll get it to an 0-1 count. I did see there in left field, once again, we saw one of these Taft outfielders kind of have trouble picking up the ball. We saw that with the Henry Murray triple in the first inning, and just some trouble here early on from the Taft fielders picking up the ball cleanly, and that's led to a couple of extra bases for Lane Tech. As this one hit high towards left field, a monster hit. Chasing after it is Benkel. That one is over the fence, and that is a 3-run shot from Nick Laggis. What a hit there from the second baseman, and Lane Tech has broken this one open. It is now a 7-0 ball game.
Laggis' 3rd home run on the year. The Lane Tech team is going crazy right now. I mean, a 7-0 lead in state. I mean, what else could you want?
That one looked high. I wasn't sure if it was going to have the distance, but it just kept on traveling. There is some wind here. We don't have a flag in the outfield, so I'm not sure what direction it is going. Feels like it might be going towards left field, but just a monster shot there towards left field. It's going to be a quick mound visit here from the pitching coach, Mark Madden, for the Eagles. They're going to keep Gene and Jaco into the game, but Lane Tech just hitting everything off the Eagles here early on.
And I mean, you really could see the left fielder right off the bat. He didn't even go after it. He just knew it was gone.
He was slowly walking back towards left field, but he knew he had no chance at that one, as Jack Soares going to come to the plate. 0-for-1 on the day with a ground out, but it was a sac ground out. A run did come in to score, as first pitch in the dirt. We've seen a lot of high pitches, but that one a little too low from Gene and Jaco.
I mean, that can happen when you're a pitcher. Missing up high, you try to miss low. I mean, must be really in his head, especially after giving up a home run.
The 1-0, this one hit down the first base line and will go foul, though, and we'll even it out at a 1-1 count. And Lane Tech now, I'm trying to count here. They have a lot of hits through the first couple of innings. We saw a double from Perona, triple from Laggis, triple from Murray. They're making a lot of really good contact. 5 hits here early on for Lane Tech. As Jack Soares going to ready for the 1-1 pitch. That one misses outside, and we'll get it to a 2-1.
Very interesting. I think I saw a breaking ball there from Gene and Jaco. That looks like the first breaking ball we've seen all day from the righty flamethrower.
See how long they keep him in up to 4 runs given up here in the second inning as the 2-1 misses inside. That one went right off the shoe of the umpire.
That's not going to get you extra points as Taft, or for Taft.
So we'll get it to a 3-1 count on the first baseman, Jack Tsor. On deck, it's going to be Henry Murray, and then in the hole, Zach Joshua. 2 outs, but definitely Lane Tech with a chance to maybe add on another run or two as this one check swing, and that will be a 5-pitch walk here for Jack Tsor to get on for the first time here today.
Second walk for Jin and Jaco. I know we can't see the bullpen here for Taft, but I would think that they'd have some pitchers warming up in it.
Especially in a state playoff game like this, you win, your season goes on, you lose, and your season's over as Murray hits one into center field, and the freshman, what a debut. Single here for Henry Murray will advance Jack Tsor to second base. Didn't even have time to introduce the batter there. Henry Murray now with a triple and a single in his first 2 at-bats.
I mean, you just love to see it, him attacking early in the count, being confident. That's a lot what it is, especially for a young player, especially in his debut.
So it'll be Zach Joshua coming up to bat now, and Lane Tech now has hit through the order in the second inning. They've sent 9 guys to the plate as Joshua hits the first one down the third base line, and we'll get it to an 0-1 count. So Lane Tech with 2 outs, but they do have runners at first and second base. A 7-0 lead right now over the Eagles. This is a lot closer to what we saw the first game Lane Tech played against Taft versus the second one. Joshua, first time up, lined to the shortstop Jacoby to end the first inning, trying not to end his second straight inning with a hit or with a at-bat, as this one misses down low and outside, and will even it out at a 1-1 count here on Joshua.
And I mean, this game is far from over. Taft in the second game, that wild game, Taft scored 4 in the first inning and 3 in the fourth inning. I mean, these guys can get hot fast.
As this one, kind of an arcing pitch there, but gets in there for a strike. I don't know, what type of pitch was that?
Definitely looked like a curveball. I mean, very deceptive. I mean, I don't know if any batter is just looking at that and ready to crank that, especially when it looks like his fastball's coming in hot.
As the 1-2 hit down the third base line and just goes foul. Almost a hit there for Joshua, but it will go as a foul ball, and we'll keep it at a 1-2 count here. Lane Tech with a 7-0 lead over the Eagles. Inning number 2 here, 2 away in the bottom of the second. Still 2 on for Lane Tech. It's going to be Jack Tsor at second base and Henry Murray at first. On deck for Lane Tech, it's going to be Kai Ramirez, who led off this inning. As Gene Jaco looks back at the runner at second base and steps off. Jack Tsor kind of dancing around there over second base, getting in the head of the right-hander for the Eagles.
Looks like the second baseman's going to hold him now, try and get him out of his pitcher's head.
Yeah, I think that's the first time today, as this one lifted into left field, and that will be another hit. They're going to send Jack Tsor to throw home. Oh, this is a nice throw, and they are going to get him. What a throw from the left fielder, Binkle. And that will end inning at number 2 here at Northwestern. A beautiful throw there from the left fielder, Binkle.
A great throw, one hopper right to the plate. I mean, the catcher barely had to move his glove. That's exactly what you want, especially when you're trying to get a guy like Tsor who's got very long legs.
So that will end inning number 2, but not before Lane Tech puts 4 on the scoreboard. It'll be Lane Tech 7, Eagles 0 as we head to inning number 3. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel.
For their dedication and commitment to IHSA sports, athletic trainers are certified and licensed healthcare professionals that provide the utmost compassion and care for Illinois high school athletes. There are over 1,600 certified athletic trainers throughout Illinois, and they are devoted to keeping student athletes safe from injuries. For more information about athletic training, please visit IllinoisAthleticTrainers.org. Certified athletic trainers are healthcare. Did you know that before Vanzokris was the World Series MVP for the Chicago Cubs, he participated in 4 different sports at Eureka High School? Overuse injuries are on the rise, and many medical professionals believe that specialization can be more risk than reward.
We'll head to inning number 3 here at Northwestern. Lane Tech with a 7-0 lead over the Eagles, and we'll see Lucino Sotelo take the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Was perfect in that last inning. 3 batters sent up, and he retired all 3 with strikeouts, 2 of them swinging, 1 of them looking. And now he'll try to do something similar here with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. It's going to be Jacob Unin, a designated hitter, leading things off. Then Nicholas Guidon, and then Joseph Karashar in the 9 spot. Taft was using a designated hitter, so even with the pitching change early on, there's not going to be a change to their hitting, as Unin's going to come to the plate here. A designated hitter, young player, but has had some nice playing here early on for the Eagles. It's a sophomore, as Sotelo looks in for the first pitch. That one's going to be taken for a strike. That was interesting there. Unin just stepped away from the plate and let the strike go by.
Yeah, something interesting to note here. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but Sotelo has had a big break between innings pitched.
As this one misses down low, and we'll get it to a 1-1 count. It's happened in a couple of Lane Tech games. It seems like almost in all the Lane Tech games, they have a couple of big innings, and it's not usually scoring throughout all 7 innings. So oftentimes these pitchers do have some long breaks in between innings, as the 1-1 misses high and outside, and we'll get it to a 2-1 count here on Unin. Just a sophomore, listed as an infielder / pitcher. However, tonight he will be playing as a DH. That's a 2-1, gets in there, and will even it out at a 2-2 pitch. Nice 2-2 count, nice pitch there by Sotelo. Trying for strikeout number 5. He will miss it there. Pitch down low, and we'll get it to a 3-2 count.
Unin really crowding the plate. We can see his toes on the white line of the batter's box.
That's a 3-2, misses way outside there, and we'll get a second walk of the day dealt here by Sotelo. Still no hits by the Eagles, however, that will be the second base runner reaching here for the Eagles, and you wonder, with him crying the plate there, Sotelo was trying to throw a little more outside, and that one just went a little too far outside.
I wonder if we'll see Taft bunt here. I mean, leadoff guy on. We can see Darshan playing in, ready for that bunt.
As first pitch hits the outside part of the plate. Another throw down the first. That one was close. Joshua is just firing these down the first base here early on against the Eagles.
And I mean, it's all about that confidence as a catcher, just the willingness to throw it down, even if you're not trying to get him, just to let him know, hey, don't take too big of a lead.
1-0 count here on Guidon, the second baseman. This one misses outside as well. We'll get to a 1-1 count. Apologies. That first pitch was actually called a strike. So it'll be a 1-1 count here for Sotelo. Runner at first base, Unin taking a decent lead over there. We'll see if he takes off eventually as the 1-1. Perfect pitch there down the middle, and we'll go to a 1-2 count.
Yeah, not exactly sure what he was looking at. I mean, I know the Taft coaches would love for them to be aggressive, but who knows? Maybe it's in the game plan to try and get more pitches out of Sotelo.
As the 1-2 just misses a little bit outside. Really close there to getting strikeout number 5, but the ump will say it's just a little too far outside, and we'll even it out at a 2-2 count. So still over there at first base is Unin. No outs here in the top of the 3rd inning, as Sotelo gets a second backwards K of the day on a beautiful strike 3.
I mean, that run to that changeup is really fooling these batters. I mean, a lefty-lefty matchup, that backdoor changeup just cutting in. I mean, he threw at the pitch before. I guess it was a little bit out. I know the crowd didn't like it. You could hear them groan, but definitely a great pitch by Sotelo.
Sotelo ready for the first pitch to Joseph Krashar. That one misses, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count. Krashar, the catcher tonight. Haven't seen much from him. However, he did have that nice tag to end the second inning for Lane Tech offensively, as the 1-0 gets in there for a strike. Seems like Sotelo is kind of going back and forth here, trying around the edges, trying to paint the corners, and then he goes with one down the middle or close for an easy strike.
I mean, it's all about just getting ahead of these batters.
The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. That was a dirty pitch there from Sotelo, and he'll get ahead in the count here, 1-2. Union still standing there at first base. He's had a lead every time, but has not decided to take off for second yet. This one just misses on the outside part of the plate and will even it out at a 2-2 count. Sotelo up to 43 pitches here in inning number 3. We'll see how long they keep him in. No bullpen work yet for Lane Sack, as this one swung on and missed, gets away from Joshua, but he's going to easily, wasn't able to throw it down the first since there was a runner already there. And Sotelo was pitching a little bit inside, but got 2 swing and misses there from the catcher for the strikeout, his second straight, and number 6 overall on the day for Sotelo. You know, he didn't have a start this year against a quality team coming into today, but he's done a great job in this starting role for Lane Tech. Probably that's where he'll be next year for this Lane Tech team. So he'll just a junior as this one gets past Joshua, and Union will get the free base. So first runner in scoring position here for the Eagles. Jacob Union will get to second, but with 2 outs, Eagles are going to need some luck here to get their first run of the day in.
I mean, you really have to give praise to Sotelo. As you said, this is his first quality start against a good team. And I mean, the way that he's already just coming at him.
As runner shows bunt, this one hit back to Sotelo. The throw to first is a little high, and this will allow the first run to come in. Heading towards second is Muhammad, and he will stop at second, but Union comes in to score, and we'll have a 7-1 ball game here in the top of the third.
I mean, it's just like I was saying earlier. I was surprised to see a bunt with 2 outs, but I mean, putting the pressure on the fielders, especially the pitcher. I mean, the pitcher, when you're on the mound, you're throwing like almost as hard as you can every single pitch, and then getting an easy ball and trying to just make a routine play can be tough.
So it'll be runner at second base for the Eagles here. Their second runner in scoring position today as they try to slowly get back in this one. It's still a 6-run lead for Lane Sack, but we'll see if the Eagles have any more stamina left in them this inning. As we almost saw another bunt there. I think he just put his bat down and we'll go to an 0-1 count.
Yeah, it looked like he was definitely trying to get in the head of the pitcher. I mean, a pitcher, when you see a bunt, especially after you just made an error, you're going to want to throw it away. But Sotelo stays composed, throws it for a strike.
As Bankel will watch a second pitch go by, and he falls behind in the count 0-2, and Sotelo one pitch away from getting out of this inning. That was his first run given up all season long, but still a pretty minuscule ERA for him as Bankel calls time here.
An interesting thing, actually. If there is an error, even if it's on the pitcher, it's not an earned run. Even though it would make more sense for it to be an earned run since it was the pitcher who made the error, but still doesn't count as an earned run.
As the 0-2 misses outside, Zach Sharp here, a baseball connoisseur, knows all the rules, all the stats and everything, so he'll probably have some fun tidbits like that throughout the broadcast. So I guess we'll stick at a 0 ERA on the year for Sotelo. He looks back towards second base. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and he'll respond with a forwards K. That is strikeout number 7 on the day for him. We will head to the bottom of the third. It's Lane Tech 7, Taft 1. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel.
Looks like Espinoza.
Ewing's athletes teams compete in all IHSA state final events. Gatorade, win from within.
To the bottom of inning number 3 we go. Lane Tech gave up their first run of the game there in the top of the third. We'll see if they can get it back. Still a 7-1 lead for them, and it will be Kai Ramirez lead things off for the second straight inning, actually. He led off the second, and now he will lead off the third. Had a single that last time up, but got out advancing to third as first pitch goes for a ball. And it looks like they're going to keep Gene and Jaco into the game here, I think. Yeah, so he's going to stay in for his second full inning of work. Had some struggles there, but closed out the last inning strong as the 1-0 fouled back and will even it out at a 1-1 count here at Northwestern's Rocky and Bernice Miller Park. A great venue for the IHSA 4A regional semifinals. Wasn't supposed to be here, however, due to some weather, we end up having the regional semis here as the 1-1 swung on and missed, and we'll get it to a 1-2 count. Still early in this one. We don't know who will be advancing, but tomorrow will be the regional final no matter what, and is going to be the winner of this one taking on Glenbrook North. As the 1-2 count misses down low, we'll get it to 2-2. And Zach, definitely a surprising result last night. Glenbrook North was able to pull off the win, but just a one-run victory over the Lincoln Park Lions last night here at Northwestern.
Definitely an interesting game. I mean, the Lincoln Park pitcher, Aiden Choslowski, pitched a great game. As
the 2-2 hits the outside part of the plate for a strike, and that's going to be, I think, the first strikeout of the day for Lane Tech batting-wise. I was talking about this in the pregame, but it's a very wide open sectional here with the main South sectional. There's definitely some quality teams, but there's definitely not one team you can say is definitely the favorite to win here through 1 through 17.
Going back to what I was saying about the Lincoln Park Glenbrook North game, as we see a ball here, Keona's in the box. Aiden Choslowski threw a great game. He only gave up one run through 5 innings against Lane when Lane played them.
As Quinones lays a bunt down the third base line, and that is a perfect bunt. Does not get prettier than that one. 5-6 feet, and Quinones reaches on the bunt. That's exactly what you want to see from the left fielder.
I mean, a perfect bunt, just enough off the line, had the back spin, so the third baseman wasn't able to get down there. Sorry. Catcher wasn't able to get it too far out to the side. Pitcher, I mean, that's just baseball. Sometimes that happens.
Joseph Perona, the leadoff hitter, shows bunt. This one's going to, hit him actually. So that will be the second hit by pitch here today, thrown by the Taft Eagles. And Lane Tech now has runners at first and second base with one away here in the bottom of inning number 3 as they try to earn back that run they gave up in the top half of this inning.
And actually, a funny thing going through my head when I saw Perona show for that bunt, 2 times this year he's made contact with the ball but accidentally stepped on the plate. He's been called out both times, and I had that little voice in my head going, "No, don't step on the plate."
As Katz is going to come to the plate here, calls time, and it'll be Perona at third base, Perona at first base, Quinones at second. Quinones almost took towards third there, but came back quickly as the pitch misses outside. We'll get to a 1-0 count. These might be your top 2 base runners on the team here on the base paths. Definitely would not be surprised to see a double steal here from Lane Tech.
I mean, especially we saw a bunt shown from Katz. I don't think Katz has bunted once all season. Must have been like a fake bunt. Maybe like a miscommunication, as here's a high ball to Katz.
Get it to a 2-0 count on deck, Louis Darashin. He might have a chance to add some more RBIs to his total as this one hit down the third base line and will go foul, and we'll get it to a 2-1 count. It's just so impressive what Katz is able to do. Throws 114 pitches, and he's playing a full game at short and hitting here in the 2 spot tonight for Lane Tech. Just stretching the limits of the human body, I'd say.
Yeah, very impressive. And I mean, that's a deal with a lot of these high school kids is they don't know when to stop. And I mean, you love to see it sometimes.
As this one hit towards center field, nice catch on the run there from Muhammad. Quinones will advance to third base. They're going to keep Perona at first, but that will be a sacrifice fly there from Katz, and Lane Tech has runners on the corners with one away here in the bottom of the third.
Quinones got a little excited on that one. You could tell he took a big turn at third, thinking maybe he'd try to stretch it and go home, but you could see Coach Freeman definitely holding him up at third.
Just a little too risky for a state series game as Louis Darashin comes to the plate. Had a single his last time up, eventually came around to score. As what was the throw there to second? I was looking down at my scorecard.
It looked like they might have thrown over to second to tag the base to see if Kionis left early, but it looks like he definitely didn't, as he is still on third, and there was no out called.
As runner Perona takes towards second. Now they're going to throw the third. Gets away from the third baseman Butcher, so everyone will be safe. And Lane Tech will now have runners at second and third base.
Kionis definitely fooled with that pump fake to second. If it would have been a better throw, they might have been able to get him there.
So 2 runners in scoring position, and this is the kind of situation that Louis Darrishan has thrived in all season long, as this one hit towards center field, high for Muhammad, drifting to the right-hand side, and what a catch there from Muhammad.
An unbelievable catch by Muhammad. Robs Darrishan of a double, probably a triple, because he was on the ground for that, and saves 2 runs for the Eagles, as they're only down 6 right now, and they look to do damage in the top of the 4th.
A great catch from Muhammad ends the bottom of the 3rd. Lane Tech doesn't score for the first inning here today. We will head to inning number 4. It's Lane Tech 7, Taft 1. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lane Tech Baseball.
Check it out anytime you want to find out immediately what's happening with high school sports and activities throughout Illinois. IHSA.org is your home for schedules, scores, and more. Did you know that the IHSA annually honors 26 of the best and brightest students in the state with its all-state academic team? The event not only provides recognition through a celebratory venue, but it is also a great accolade for students when applying for college scholarships and jobs. Contact the IHSA for more information on how to nominate a current high school senior.
We will head to inning number 4 here at Rocky and Bernice Miller Park. Taft with a great play there to end the 3rd inning, and their offense kind of seemed to get going for a bit there in the top of the 3rd. We'll see if they can carry that momentum into the 4th inning here. Leading things off is going to be their 3-hitter, David Bedron. So you have the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Eagles. Definitely some capable at-bats, and we'll see what they can do here. Lucino Sotelo still on the mound for the Eagles, for Lane Tech. However, there is some bullpen work for Lane, as first pitch from Sotelo misses outside, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count.
I mean, this Taft Eagles team is very bunt heavy. I mean, we can see Darrishan playing in, and it's their 3-hitter up right now. So Darrishan is not afraid to get up close, protect that bunt, which is really something Sotelo is definitely happy about.
As the 1-0 gets in there for a strike, so we'll even it out at a 1-1 count. On deck, Dominic Jacoby, as this one fouled off to the left side of the netting here at Northwestern, and now we'll go to a 1-2 count.
That has to be the first pitch of the entire game that I've seen a Taft Eagle, who was a lefty, swing at a backdoor fastball, meaning from the left-handed side of the plate.
This one just misses outside. Sotelo definitely reaching towards that left-hand side of the plate from our angle with these lefty hitters. We'll even it out at a 2-2 count. And that one almost hits him, and we'll go to a 3-2. I think this might be the first full count, one of the first full counts Sotelo has had to throw here today, and we'll see what he can do with it. The pitch. That one misses outside, and that will be walk number 3 here on the day for the Eagles. They actually have not had a true hit here yet today. They've had 3 walks now and a reach on an air. But we'll see if they can get that first hit here with Dominic Jacoby coming to the plate. Struck out his first time up. This is the second time the Eagles are going through their order, but he was leading off the second inning, had no one to advance. This time he has a little more pressure with a runner on first, as first pitch gets in there for a strike. Kind of surprised with that call there. Hit the bottom out inside part of the plate, but the ump will call the strike.
Again and again, I will say this, just again, I am so shocked with how far in Darrishan is playing. As here's a foul ball to the right side by Jacoby. I mean, he is just ready for these bunts. He knows Taft loves a bunt. He's just trying to take it away, as he will back up now since there are 2 strikes. But, I mean, even with their 4-hitter, Taft, I mean, they've shown that they're going to bunt. I know we saw Jacoby show bunt in the first inning.
Sotelo here gets ready for the 0-2. That one misses high and away. It's going to be interesting to see if on any of these Taft's able to loop one into left field, how that changes Lane Tech's defensive alignment, and even just on that play, how Lane Tech is going to respond to it. Right now, just a runner at first for Lane Tech, for the Eagles. This is 1-2. Hits straight back, and we'll keep it at a 1-2 count. Eagles getting a little more foul contact, it looks like, here in inning number 4.
And I mean, that does make sense. That's what happens. That's what should happen as the game goes on. And that's why we can see Chris Espinoza warming up in the bullpen, a side armor who's got a lot of movement on his pitches.
There's this one, a little bit of a wild pitch there. Nice job by Joshua to keep it from going away. And we'll even it out at we'll get to a 1-2 count, actually. Sometimes it's hard to see the bullpen guys, but when you have someone with as distinct of a warm-up as Espinoza has, pretty easy to see him in the bullpen there as the 1-2 hit into left field. This one down the third base line, and this will be at least a double. They're going to send the runner home, and the throw from Quinones is a short cutoff throw, and the Eagles have made this a 5-run game now. A stand-up double from the 4-hitter Dominic Jacoby. Kind of worked through, battled through that at-bat, and it pays off with a double.
You can see Joshua coming out to talk to Sotelo, and that will actually be his first earned run of the season. That's a very sad thing to see. He has been amazing this year. Sotelo definitely not happy as Coach Henry, the pitching coach, comes out to talk to him. Definitely not worrying, but it's always great just to check up on your pitcher.
So if you're the coach, how long are you keeping a starter like this, giving up 2 runs but still seems out of control? How long you keep him in the game?
I mean, it really depends on the next couple batters. If we can see that the batters are uncomfortable in the box with Sotelo's movement, I mean, and if Sotelo keeps on hitting the zone, I would keep him in for at least another inning. But then again, if Taft does score some runs and looks like they're starting to really adjust Sotelo, that's when I think you go to Espinoza and his very wonky delivery.
Coming to the plate, it's going to be Raul Garcia, the first baseman. Struck out his first time up, but a bunch of these Eagles who struck out their first time up are finding ways to reach here these last couple of innings as first pitch gets in there for a strike. We'll see. That might be a confidence booster for Sotelo.
I mean, as you can see there, a pitch right down the middle that just the Taft batters didn't swing at because of the movement on the fastball. I mean, still, like I said, they are looking very uncomfortable in the box.
The 0-1 pitch from Sotelo just misses a little bit down low, and we'll even it out at 1-1. Looks like a pretty good mix here from Sotelo of what pitches he's throwing here tonight in the regional semifinal game, keeping these Taft batters guessing a lot. As he'll look in for the sign, glances back at second base, and readies for the pitch. That one swung on and missed, and we'll get it to a 1-2 count. As a lefty, we've seen no pickoff attempts yet here today from Sotelo. Guessing that might stay the case for the rest of the game as long as he is in.
I mean, as some say, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Taft has not stolen all game. It doesn't look like they've taken large leads. And even when they did one time, Sasha was able to backpick the guy at first. I mean, as I said before, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Don't try to do too much. Stay composed. Fill up the zone. As Sotelo throws a pitch outside.
So we'll even it out at a 2-2 count here. The pitch from Sotelo. This one hit out of the park. And we actually have not seen a lot of balls leave kind of the concourse here. That one might be the first foul ball we've actually seen. We had the home run from Laggis. That obviously left the park, but most of the ball staying in the park here at Miller Park, as Sotelo will keep it at a 2-2 count here on Garcia. No outs, top of inning number 4. Lane Tech with a 7-2 lead over the Eagles. On deck, it's going to be Butcher, the 5-hitter, and the 6-hitter, as this one fouled almost to the same place. That one went a little farther back, and we will stay at 2 strikes now. Gotta say, the parking lot here, very close to the stadium, so definitely would not be surprised if we hear a car get hit by a foul ball. I'm sure that's happened in some of the college games played here at Cold Dyke Field.
Yeah, definitely every fan here hoping that it's not their car when they walk back after the game.
As Sotelo veers in for the 2-2. That one misses outside, and we'll get it to a full count here. This would be a big walk for the Eagles. They're down by 5, but this would mean they have 2 guys on, no outs, as they really try to etch their way back into this one. And you were kind of talking about this in the second or third inning about how you can't count the Eagles out in this one. They can have big innings, and they can find themselves getting back into games. As this one hit high towards right field, should be playable. Caught there by Ramirez. Tagging up to third base is going to be Jacoby, and that will be a runner on third base now with 1 out for the Eagles.
A great job by Sotelo, trusting his stuff. And trusting his defense. I mean, that wasn't the worst hit of a ball. It's pretty deep. But trusting that his fielders will make the out and getting an out, which is a very big out when you only got 1 guy on now, rather than 2 guys on with no outs.
So it'll be 1 away, runner on third, and coming to the plate, it's going to be Justin Butcher, who struck out his first time up. So it's definitely been a different way through these 4, 5, and 6 hitters than it was the first time. In the second inning, it was those guys all struck out. Now it's been a double from Jacoby. Garcia with that deep fly to right field. Now we'll see what Butcher can do, but the Eagles definitely finding out how to make some contact here against this Lane Tech defense, as first pitch misses high, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count.
A very interesting thing, the pitch before this, we saw Sotelo throw it to the second baseman, Laggis, and he touched second. That's the second time we've seen a team today try to see if the person tagging up left a little bit early.
As another one misses, and we'll get it to a 2-0 count. It is 3 umpires for these state series games. Definitely a lot nicer than the usual 2 for the Chicago Public League Conference games. A lot less close calls, as this one gets in there for a strike, and we'll go to a 2-1 count. Looking for score updates from any of the other regional games here. Have not seen any yet, but a couple of other games going on in this sectional, as this one high pitch, but still gets a swing there from Butcher, and a big second strike there for Sotelo to get the count to 2-2. 1 strike away from getting a big second out. Runner at third takes his lead. The pitch, that one inside, and we'll get it to a full count once again here for Sotelo, and he's up to 75 pitches now. The thing is, with these state series games, there is a week off in between, almost a week off between regionals and sectionals. As this one hit towards third, that gets off the glove of Darishan and Katz, and another run's going to come in, and a single for the Eagles, and Taft has now cut this to a 4-run game.
Jacoby scores on the single. Score is 7-3. Now batting second base.
I mean, Sotelo, even though he did make it look like these hitters were very uncomfortable, I mean, getting into these full count situations where the batter either knows that, or the batter does know that you're going to try and throw it in the zone because you don't want to walk something, as Sotelo walks off the field. I'd say a pretty good job, especially in the first couple innings. That's kind of how it is going to be for a reliever. First couple innings strong. It gets tough when you go into the later innings, especially like the 4th inning. As here comes Chris Espinoza, the person that we were talking about, with the wonky sidearm delivery. He's had a pretty good year, I'd say.
Yeah, Espinoza's played in a couple of games, started a couple one. We actually have not seen him with the relief a lot. However, comes into relief here in inning number 4. So about, 3 1/3 innings pitched for Sotelo. Espinoza, as Sharp was saying, with a nearly full sidearm delivery. And now we'll see what he can do here against this Taft Eagles offense. So both the teams go through their starter and their first reliever here pretty quickly in the first half of the game. Top of the 4th here from Miller Park. Eagles have added 2 to their total in the top of the 4th to make it a 4-run ball game. Lane Tech still has control of the game, but Taft, you can see, trying to get back into this one.
Just reminding everyone, the last time we saw Espinoza was against Amundsen in the first round of the Chicago Public League playoffs. He went 4 innings, got the win, and only 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts. So, I mean, in the state series, you got to throw whoever you feel most comfortable with, especially now that it's getting to be a pretty close game. I mean, 7-3 isn't exactly close, But for the team who's ahead, you'd definitely rather be safe than sorry.
It was definitely a weird game. That first city playoff game, Lane Tech against Amundsen, was a little closer than a lot of us were expecting, but Espinoza was pretty good on the mound and ended up, as Sharp said, getting the win. So it's going to be Espinoza facing the 7-hitter to start off his outing. However, the 7-hitter unit was the first run of the game for the Eagles, so definitely no easy task to start off the outing for the right-handed senior.
And we might see Taft try to steal a little more with a righty on the mound.
As first pitch gets in there for a strike, and we'll go to an 0-1 count. Crowd likes that early strike from Espinoza.
Yeah, I mean, both these pitchers today for Lane Tech, I mean, we can see just the run on their fastball is really making these Taft hitters uncomfortable.
And Zach, you're a pitcher. How much of a confidence boost is it getting that first strike, as this one actually gets away from Joshua and the runner will come into second base?
I mean, it's a great feeling, like, especially when they just don't swing at it, is, okay, well, this is going to be a great day. I know that they're not seeing my stuff, and I'm confident in myself, especially because I just saw myself throw a strike. So why not do it again?
Another runner in scoring position here for the Eagles, that being Butcher at second base, as another one's going to get off the glove of Joshua, and now two basically free bases for the third baseman Butcher for the Eagles, and they have a runner in prime scoring position.
I mean, I hate to say it, but even though Espinoza is making his hitters uncomfortable with his fastball movement, but I mean, looks like Sasha behind the plate is a little uncomfortable too.
Yeah, these ones a lot higher than the pitches we saw from Sotelo. Runner's going to take a lead over there at third. The pitch inside, and now we'll go to a 3-1 count. Espinoza still trying to find this strike zone early on. On deck, it's going to be the 8-hitter Guidon, and then the 9-hitter Krashar on deck as this, in the hole, as this one swung on and missed, and Espinoza's first batter is going to be a full count. We'll see if he can get a big second out here for Lane Tech. On the defensive side of things, Eagles have scored 2 here in the top of the fourth. They trail 7-3. As the pitch misses the outside part of the plate, and now Eagles with runners on the corners.
Now just out. I mean, couple, I'd say even maybe just 2 inches, and that's a strike. I mean, that's what baseball is. It's a game of inches. And I mean, this is a big moment with first and third and 1 out, down by 4. Very possible for Taft to make some noise here.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Union. We saw him walk, but was able to advance around the base paths coming around the score. We'll see if they try for a steal here to put the, not the tying run, but a run that would make it a closer game into scoring position. As first pitch misses outside here to Guidon. Espinoza just not firing towards the strike zone here at all early on.
And I mean, it happens. That's baseball. I mean, he'll settle in. He'll find his groove.
As the 1-0 misses again, and we'll go to a 2-0 count. Looks like Lane Tech already has someone in the bullpen as another option should this not work out with Espinoza on the mound.
Looks like Jake Bleeden in the bullpen getting ready. He's been a big go-to reliever for Lane Tech, coming in all different sorts of situations as Espinoza finds the zone for a strike. I mean, Bleeden has been starting games, relieving games, closing games, you name it. I mean, that is kind of a dream come true for a pitching coach.
As Espinoza fires the 2-1, swung on and missed, and that's exactly the type of type of swing you want as a pitcher. As now we'll go to a 2-2 count, and Espinoza 1 strike away from getting this big second out here at Miller Park. Runners at first and third for the Eagles, 1 away in the top of the fourth. Espinoza looks in, gets ready to fire the pitch. This one hit towards right field. Ramirez should get it. We could have a play at the plate here. Ramirez is going to throw in, and that will be an easy run for the Eagles. And now we have a 3-run ball game with 2 away in the top of the fourth. That was Butcher coming in to score from third base, and the momentum, first couple of innings, all towards Lane Tech, and now it's been almost a complete momentum shift for the Eagles here in inning number 4.
Yeah, going back to what I was saying, you can never count, especially Taft. I mean, they've got 3 runs in this inning here. I mean, big innings. Those can kill you, especially because momentum is a huge part of high school baseball. I mean, fielders start to make more errors. I mean, it's so mental, this game.
As we are going to have a pinch hitter here for the Eagles. It's going to be number 4, Devin Rosa, the catcher. A senior catcher, not catching here tonight, but he's going to be... Oh, I wonder if he's actually going to come in to catch, because he is hitting for a catcher here. As Espinoza will ready for the first pitch. That one gets in there for a strike, and will go to an 0-1 count. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how Lane Tech responds offensively in the bottom half of this inning. They were quiet after giving up a run in the third. They were quiet in the bottom of the third, but now after giving up 3 here in the top of the fourth, it'll be interesting to see what they do as the curveball gets in there, swing and a miss, and now we'll go to an 0-2 count.
Espinoza does a great job tunneling his pitches. Tunneling, for those who don't know, is when the ball comes out of the pitcher's hand at the same spot, but especially with 2 pitches, one goes one way, one goes the other. As Espinoza throws the 2-seam fastball, strike 3 looking backward strikeout to get Lane out of the inning. A very big strikeout here.
Lane Tech gets out of it, but not before the Eagles score 3. It'll be the Lane Tech 7, Eagles 4 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Halfway through this one, don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lane Tech Baseball.
Think you know the game as well as our officials on the field? Prove it to yourself by becoming an IHSA official. Contact the IHSA today so we can walk you through the process. For becoming an official, you will begin enjoying the camaraderie and extra income that goes along with working the sports you already love. The IHSA and the Illinois State Police wish to remind you that texting while driving is illegal. Cell phone use while driving is responsible for over 3,000 deaths and over 30,000 injuries across the United States.
To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. Lane Tech with a 7-4 lead over the Eagles, and they gave up 3 there in the top of the 4th. We'll see how Lane Tech is able to respond offensively here in inning number 4. It's going to be their 4, 5, and 6 hitters, 3 very capable hitters in Laggis, Tor, and Murray, and we'll see what they can do here.
We see Jen Jaiko out here for what's going to be his 3rd inning of work, I think. Little wild at the beginning, but he settled in as here's a curveball for strike 1. He has been going to that off speed a little more. It does look like the Lane hitters haven't been as comfortable with that.
That's the 0-1 pitch. That's that same curveball you saw. It just has such a big arc, and it's hard to see if you are a hitter, and it ends up going to a 1-1 count. I think that missed the zone. So it'll be a 1-1 on Laggis. As this one looks like a similar pitch there, but gets away from the catcher. I'm trying to see here if they did. No, it looks like it is going to be the same catcher in for the Eagles. We weren't sure if there was going to be a positional change there, but they're going to keep Crosstar in there as the 2-1 misses high, and now Laggis 1 ball away. And Zach, maybe you can check this, but I think Laggis, one of the leaders in walks here for Lane Tech. I checked this before the city championship. I believe Darishan leads the team, but Laggis is not far behind as this one's fouled off, and we'll go to a 3-2 count.
Yeah, Laggis is first with 19 walks. You were spot on. Darishan has 18 walks just behind. I mean, he is a great hitter in terms of quality at-bats. I mean, we saw him go yard already today. Looks like he can just do everything as one is fouled off backwards out of the stadium, and it looked like that just hit a car.
pitch will get it to a 3-2 count. Laggis on the day now, a triple and a home run. We'll see what he can do in his third at-bat of the day. That one will be inside, and it will be a walk. So his third read here today, and he's 2 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs. So pretty nice day so far for Laggis.
I mean, big-time players come up in big-time situation. It's state. I mean, win or go home. Who do you turn to? You turn to your only commit, as Laggis is committed to Washington and Lee University.
As Jack Source steps into the batter's box, shows bunt there. That was way inside, had to pull away last minute, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count. We have not seen Jack Soar bunt a lot this year. We haven't seen the lefties bunt a lot. Maybe Perona a couple of times, but interesting choice there from Soar, trying to advance Laggis over there at first base. On deck, it's going to be Henry Murray, as this one misses high and will go to a 2-0 count. With Gene Jaco on the mound, it seems like he has stretches with a lot of balls and stretches with a lot of strikes. He's been a very streaky pitcher here today.
As out comes the Taft pitching coach. Come and talk to him. I doubt they pull him. He's done a great job so far. I mean, he was a little bit shaky in his first inning of work, but he has really settled in here, making these lane hitters look uncomfortable, especially with that high looping curveball that we've seen. But we'll see what Sir can do here at the plate. As you did say, it doesn't. I mean, we haven't seen him bunt that much, but Coach Freeman knows that, again, win or go home, even your best hitters, you got to find a way to put the ball in play, put the pressure on the other team, especially with such a fast guy like Laggis at first.
As the 2-0 pitch misses inside, and now a 3-0 count. Lane Tech with a chance to get 2 on here quickly in the bottom of inning number 4 as they try to earn back some of those runs they gave up in the top half of this inning. On deck, it's going to be Henry Murray trying to keep that perfect 1,000 batting average alive, and this will be a 4-ball walk for Jack Soar. So, a little bit of control issues here from the right-hander for Taft, and it's going to be Nick Laggis at at second base, and Jack Soar at first base. And I feel like we've been saying this a lot, but once again, 2 very capable runners on the base paths for Lane Tech, and that is going to be the day for Gene Jaco. He goes about 3 innings of work before getting pulled, and we will see who this is coming in from the bullpen for the Eagles. So they want to make sure they can keep this a 3-run game as they will turn it to their bullpen. Looks like that is number 11, which would be Anthony Santos, the right-handed junior. So they're going to send to a junior.
Now pitching for Taft, number 11, Anthony Santos.
Wasn't able to find a lot on him, but a right-handed junior coming into the game. This will be the third pitcher used thus far for the Eagles. It was a senior in Gene Jaco and a junior in Flores to start off the game. So they've used some upperclassmen. Second junior they've pitched today. Lane Tech's gone with a junior and a senior pitching-wise, as he's just going to get a couple of warm-up pitches here. So it's going to be interesting. His first batter face is going to be Henry Murray. Don't think that's the guy you want to be your first guy facing. His first varsity game, but he's already hit. Great hit down the right field line. A perfect hit towards center field. Who knows, maybe he can cap it off with a left field one now.
Yeah, I mean, especially Taft. I mean, this is what you have to do. You have to throw everyone you got, but you do have to worry a little bit about the future. I mean, third pitcher of the game already, and it looks like it's been some of their stronger guys. If they do figure out a way to make a comeback against Lane Tech, what are they going to do next round, which actually is tomorrow morning against Glenbrook North? I
mean, that's just such a hard thing for playoffs. We saw this a little bit with Lane Tech in the city playoffs. Taft's had a shorter city playoff run, but just navigating with the arms, who can pitch when, and Lane Tech has tried to go with a couple of guys, Espinoza here today, who aren't starters but are still quality arms, and looks like Taft doing a similar thing here. That is set for an 11 a.m. first pitch tomorrow. So this is going to be a pretty quick turnaround for whichever team is able to pull off the win here today. as Murray's going to step into the box. It's interesting. We said he is a switch hitter, but every single time he's come to the plate here today, he has been as a lefty, and he's going to do that again for the third time here today with runners at first and second base. Santos looks towards second, first pitch high, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count.
And I mean, as you said, I was talking with Murray a couple days ago. He said he's a little more comfortable in the left-handed batter's box, which does make sense, seeing that a lefty should usually bat against a righty, and he would switch over to the other batter's box if there was a lefty pitcher. So, I mean, there would be no need for him to be in the righty batter's box, as we've only seen right-handed pitchers.
A 2-0 pitch taken down low and gets in there for a strike, so we'll go to a 2-1 count. Murray, one of 3 JV guys being brought up for the state playoffs. He's the only one we have seen play thus far, but also Tyler Trapp and Ethan Borgen, as swing and a miss gets it to a 2-2 count here on Murray. It's very interesting to see Lane Tech going with Murray as the choice for DH in this game. There's a couple of options, and they end up deciding with the freshman, as the 2-2 misses down low, and now we'll go to a full count. A big pitch coming up here for Santos.
The fans definitely not liking it. On the Taft side, thinking that was a strike.
As a 3-2 swung on and missed, and the first batter for Santos is retired. A swing and a miss from Murray, and and Taft gets a big first out there. It'll be one away with runners at first and second base now here in the bottom of the fourth, as the Eagles try to keep this in striking distance here in the fourth inning of play.
Santos, it looks like, is throwing remarkably slower than the first 2 pitches we've seen. Might be an actual plan for the Taft manager, but we could tell that Murray was definitely very out in front. As runner goes, Laggis.
And he came off the bag there, so Laggis slid. It was a good slide, but ends up falling off the other side of the bag, and now Lane Tech's going to have runners at second base with a 1-1 count on Zach Joshua. So kind of an unfortunate turn of events there for Lane Tech, because just like that, they go from a chance to score a couple of runs to looking like now much less chance of that happening, as the 1-1 misses high to Joshua.
And unfortunately, that's the second time we've seen that from Laggis, sliding into third, coming off the base. He had a double that he was stretching for a triple against Walter Payton, beat it out just barely. But, I mean, turf, you slide a lot, and he overslid on that one and got tagged out.
As the 1-1 misses to Joshua, the 2-1 pitch now hit high, and that will go foul. We'll get it to a 2-2 count. On deck after Joshua, Kai Ramirez, and then Edwin Quinones in the hole. Going to be interesting to see if Lane Tech can add an RBI into this one, but definitely unfortunate for them with that Laggis tag out. You don't see a lot of base running errors from Lane Tech, but a small one there cost them possibly a run.
And, I mean, we've seen Joshua hit 2 hard balls, one at the shortstop, one into left field. Here's a very high pop-up. The wind is blowing, might have some trouble, but the shortstop, Jacoby, has got it.
And that will end stuff here in the fourth inning. So great inning for the Eagles. They add 3 in the top half of the inning and keep Lane from scoring in the bottom half. We will head to inning number 5. It's Lane Tech 7, Taft 4. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lane Tech Baseball.
The official digital ticketing partner of IHSA. Be sure to download the GoFan app or visit gofan.co to get tickets to IHSA action.
Because I'm very good at recognizing people well timed for some reason. It's gotta be weird, right? Yeah, that is good. This is getting way too close. And we don't have cats. I just think they can push it.
We head to inning number We head to inning number 5 here at Miller Park on the campus of Northwestern University. Lane Tech holding on to a 7-4 lead over Eagles, but Taft has taken over the momentum these last couple of innings, and they're going to try to keep that going here in inning number 5 as Chris Espinoza enters his first full inning of work. Joshua throws down. The wind is really pushing here, and that's going to be interesting to see how that changes things here in innings 5, 6, and 7. So Lane Tech 9 outs away from winning a regional, but Taft scored 3 in that last inning, and they just need another 3. It's very interesting. They've scored 4 runs, but if you look at the scoreboard there, it's off of 2 hits. They've been very productive in finding ways to score without hits, and just 1 run from 1 error from Lane Tech. As Espinoza fires the first pitch, that one goes foul for a strike here on the one-hitter, Muhammad, at the plate. 1 for 2 on the day, had a double in inning number 3 after striking out his first time up. So trying to repeat what he did his last time to the plate as Espinoza readies for the 0-1. This one hit. Bouncer to Katz, throws it across the diamond in time for his second 6-3 putout of the day.
Yeah, I mean, as you noticed on the scoreboard, it is a really interesting thing how Lane Tech has 8 hits, Taft only has 2, yet it's still a 3-run game.
It's just they found much different ways of scoring here in this ball game as the lefty, Colin Bankel's going to come to the plate. The left fielder had that great play in left field earlier today, but still trying to reach for the first time. Grounded out to short his first time and a strikeout his second time. This one hit towards short, and Katz right off the glove there, and that will be a single on the E6.
That was a very sharp hit ball. I mean, and that's, again, as I say it, you put the ball in play, especially when it's hard hit, and that will do you very good. Puts the pressure, especially on Katz, someone who we haven't seen in the field besides pitching for a while. Puts the pressure on him to make the play.
We'll go to the 3-hitter David Bedron. Taft looking to make some noise with the top of their order after that early ground out from the 1-hitter Muhammad as Espinoza fires the first pitch. That one misses outside, and we'll go to a 1-0 count. It's going to be very interesting to see how patient Lane Tech is with their pitchers as this ends up, because this comes to a closer and closer game here in inning number 5. On deck, it's going to be Dominic Jacoby, who's had a couple of strong at-bats as this one hits the outside part of the plate, and we'll go to a 1-1 count.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been talking about backdoor pitches today, but I mean, that 2-seam we saw from Espinoza, who's a right-hander, to the lefty in the lefty batter's box, I mean, that is not an easy pitch to hit, especially on that corner.
I feel like Espinoza has been pretty good at painting the outside of the plate all season long as this one misses outside. Joshua thought about throwing down there the first, but decides to hold against it, and we'll go to a 2-1 count. At first base over there is Bankel, Bedron at the plate, and Jacoby on deck for the Eagles, who are trying to keep their season alive here in the IHSA 4A regional semifinals, I should say. This game was supposed to be played yesterday, but everything got pushed back a day due to weather in the Chicagoland area as a pickoff attempt over there to first not in time.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but that actually is the first pickoff attempt we've seen, which is interesting, especially because both of these teams do like to run a lot, even though we've not seen Taft run it all this game.
As 2-1 misses outside, and now 1 ball away from Taft sending the tying run to the plate. As we'll
definitely nerve-wracking for all Lane Tech fans here. I mean, even with a lead, it's still very uncomfortable when Taft has the momentum, as here's ball 4, Espinoza throws it a little bit outside. Only 1 out. They got first and second. I mean, not a great position to be here, especially with a 4-hitter, the shortstop, number 7, Jacoby, up.
So, last time up for Jacoby, we saw him hit a double, came around to score a double here, could make this a one-run ball game. This is going to be a very important out for Espinoza. We've seen Lane Tech throw some double plays this year, and this would be an excellent time for them to try one of it. It's going to be interesting to see for Taft. You could either try the double steal, risk having the runner get thrown out, but it also makes it a lot less likely for a double play. If you're the coach, what are you doing here base running-wise?
I mean, this is the most impossible situation here, as here is a bunt foul by Jacoby. I mean, that's exactly what I was saying before. Taft not afraid to bunt, even with their four-hitter. I mean, these situations are crazy, especially putting the pressure on the other team, especially with first and second, as I said before, which is an uncomfortable position for the third baseman to be.
Just doing a quick look around at some of the other scores from this sectional, as Joshua has a quick word with the mound. Glenbrook South currently with a 1-0 lead over the Niles West in the Maine East Regional. That's one of two other games going on right now. The other one right now is New Trier taking on Elk Grove. Haven't found the score from that one yet, but we'll try to get it momentarily, as Espinoza still waiting for the second pitch here to Jacoby. Runners on first and second base. Doesn't show bunt again. This one lifted towards left field. This one's got a chance, and it is out of here. A 3-run homer to tie the ball game by Dominic Jacoby.
Wow, an absolute stunner. That was a great hit. He stutter steps around third. And folks, we got ourselves a brand new ball game here.
So Lane Tech goes up 7-0 in the second inning. Eagles score 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, and it is 7-7 in the top of inning number 5. That was just a moonshot off of Jacoby's bat.
And I mean, now we can see Bleeden really getting loose in the pen. You hate to see that. And that was a pretty good pitch by Espinoza. Outside, looked like a slider. Jacoby was just able to stay within himself, hit a hard line drive to left that just kept carrying and went over.
Coming to the plate for the Eagles is going to be Raul Garcia, the first baseman. Got out his first 2 times, so this would be still just a second out for Lane Tech if they're able to get the out here, as first pitch goes in for a strike. We talked about the Eagles had the momentum, and they turned that into a 3-run home run and a tie game here, as the 0-1 misses outside, and the clock is definitely ticking on Espinoza here. It looks like maybe someone else in the bullpen right now for Lane Tech.
Just looks like there are some teammates out there watching Bleeden as he warms up.
As the 1-1 curveball misses, and now we'll go to a 2-1 count. I'd imagine if another runner reaches, we'll at least see a mound visit from Lane Tech. It's a do-or-die game. You win, you keep on playing, you lose, and your season's over. As this one bouncer hit towards third. Darshan gets it in front of Katz. The throw is wild to first base. They're going to keep Garcia over there at first base, and Darshan just whipped that towards first base and off the mark, and another runner reaches here for the Eagles.
Yeah, it didn't look like great communication from Lane Tech. Looks like Darshan just hopped right in front of Katz. Katz wasn't charging that ball as hard as you would think, as Coach Freeman comes out to have a word with the ump. I'm not exactly sure what it's about, as the umps are going to come together and talk about the play what just happened.
Not exactly sure what this could have been. I thought if anything, it would have been the Eagles trying to argue that they'd get an extra base on the wild throw there, but looks like they're going to have a very quick conversation there, and I don't think anything's going to change.
I mean, again, as I've said, that's baseball. Still not exactly sure what just happened, but that's what baseball is. A lot of just a crazy sport with so many things that could happen. I mean, we saw a 7-0 lead. Now it's 7-7. We've seen a couple interesting plays, and that's just what baseball is, and that's why I love the sport.
So it's going to be a runner at first base, still just one away here in the top of the 5th inning. Raul Garcia at first, and coming to the plate is going to be the 6th hitter, Justin Butcher, who actually hit a single and came around to score his last time up. Got around the bases pretty quickly, so we'll see if he can reach for a second straight time as Espinoza misses outside, and we'll get it to a 1-0 count.
And now, I mean, as I was saying, this is a do-or-die game as we see Jacob Meza, who has not made a relief appearance this year. It looks like he's starting to get a little loose in the bullpen, throwing with the catcher. I mean, that just blows my mind. But
as a throw, the first not in time. Joshua tried for another pickoff attempt. For those of you wondering, Josh Katz is not eligible to come in for relief. Obviously, his arm is tired after that performance, but he's also just not allowed to come in because of his pitching count. So Meza is definitely the top next pitcher who's eligible to come in to pitch in this game, as we do have a tie game in the top of the 5th inning. As this one.
Those who are listening and wondering, if Jacob does end up coming into the game and he throws more than 30 pitches, he will be ineligible to pitch tomorrow, which is what he's lined up for.
So just lots of puzzle pieces if you're a Lane Tech coach, as this one hit into right field, and this will be another hit for the Eagles. A nice hit there by Butcher, his second straight single, and the Eagles have runners at first and second. Still just one away here in inning number 5, and still no movement, and here comes Freeman. We're going to have a pitching change here in the top of the 5th. Espinoza looked good in that last inning, but the Eagles just piling on the hits. They've already doubled their total from 2 to 4 hits this inning, and it seems like that just might keep on climbing here at Miller Park for Northwestern. So Espinoza leaves, and it looks like that is Jake Bleeden who's going to come into the game here for Lane Tech. So this is going to be their 3rd pitcher of the game, 5 innings through. We talked about Taft throwing a lot of their top guys in the first couple of innings. Now it's Lane Tech doing that. You're not if Bleeden goes a couple of innings, you might not have him for a possible regional final tomorrow. How many did Espinoza end up going? He ends up going, trying to see here, 32 pitches, so he's not eligible for it tomorrow. And Lane Tech kind of burning through their bullpen here pretty quickly, as Espinoza takes a couple of warm-up pitches. And and Zach, what should we expect out of Bleeden here on the mound?
I mean, Bleeden has been a great pitcher for Lane this season. As I was saying, kind of like a pitching coach's dream. He's started games, he's long relieved games, he's closed games. We should see a mix of pitches, as we just saw right there. There was a slider that comes in. I know he throws that. He's got a good fastball. They work well together. I mean, Bleeden is just going to fill it up, and we'll hope for the best here.
So Bleeden still taking a couple more warm-up pitches. I can't remember the last time that he took them out. I think we're checking that quickly here. I don't remember if he pitched at all in the playoffs, for the city playoffs for Lane Tech. This is a 4 playoff games for Lane. He pitched against Clemente on May 11th, and then also against Lindblom. So last appearance came...
He came in relief against Amundsen and Lindblom 2 days later in the first and second round, the second and third round of the CPL playoffs. He took the win against Lindblom, 3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and no runs against Amundsen in that tight game with 5 strikeouts.
So he's had a couple of good playoff relief appearances, as first pitch misses high here to Union, who's been one of the... He's actually the only Taft guy to reach both times in his first 2 plate appearances. He hasn't gotten a hit yet, but he walked the first time, came around the score, and walked a second time, was stranded at first base. But he's reached twice here, and a reach here by the Eagles would be very dangerous, as the 1-0 misses again, and now we'll go to a 2-0 count.
And I mean, if you're Lane, you're trying to look for any ways to get some outs, as I just saw The runner at second base taking a very big lead. They might try to look at him as here is a pickoff. Oh, hits the runner. He's going to get up and try to go to third, and he will be up there at third. An unfortunate thing as it was a good throw. Just happened to hit the runner. Looks like it hit his arm. We'll see if he's okay. Hitting an arm, especially in baseball, can be very painful.
So Garcia will go to third base. Butcher stays put at first base. It's runners on the corners for the Eagles with one away and a 2-0 count on Union as the Eagles try to take their first lead of the day. 7-7 the score. Apologies, folks. Just updating our scoreboard after that 3-run homer from Jacoby. A 7-7 tie game in the regional semi here from Miller Park on the campus of Northwestern as Bleeding gets ready for the 2-0. And that one will get in for a first strike. It's interesting. Union's kind of stepped out of the box a couple of times and just watched these pitches go by. He's not swung at any of them yet.
Yeah, I mean, very interesting. It looked like he was taking that pitch no matter where it was.
The 2-1, that one curves in there, and a beautiful pitch there from Bleeding. Looks like the wind kind of took that one, but just an excellent curveball, and we'll get it to a 2-2 count. And we've said this multiple times, but Lane Tech now one strike away from getting that big second out, and we'll see if they can do it. This one misses high, and we'll go to a full count.
Looked like he went back to that slider. And I mean, that pitch before, a great slider. It started at the pitcher's body, or the hitter's body, and just curved right into the strike zone. Did not look like the hitter was ready for that.
Bleeding readies the 3-2, swung on and missed, and Lane Tech's finally going to get that second out 5 batters later, and now they're going to try to get out number 3 and end this inning with it being a tie game here, 7-7 in the top of inning number 5. Trying to extend the inning is going to be Nicholas Guidone, the second baseman. He's not reached yet, had a strikeout his first time up, had a fly out to right field, but that was that really deep fly, so he's shown he can make contact. That ended up being a sac fly, and we'll see what the second baseman can do here with runners on the corners. On deck, it's going to be Joseph Gashar, who comes back into lineup after getting pinch hit for the last time, as first pitch comes in for a strike. Zach here understands the wild world of IHSA pinch hitting rules much better than I do, so he'll probably be going through those as we get into the later part of this game. Looks like over there at first base, the batter getting looked at, that is Butcher over there at first, and we might have a pinch runner here. It looks like we will. Coming in is going to be number 20, James Winkin, the outfielder. So we'll have another runner here. It's interesting if a pinch runner. We'll see if they try to advance another runner to scoring position here as you get a faster guy on the base paths.
An interesting shift that we're seeing from Lane Tech. Joseph Perona in center. It looks like he's playing to the left of second base, while Kai Ramirez in right is playing closer to the line, and especially with a lefty hitter up, that right center gap is bigger than ever.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be dangerous if we see some contact from Guidone here. 0-1 count on the second baseman. A long time in between pitches here for Bleeding. We saw Bleeding get that first out, and we'll see if he can get the second one here. 7-7, top of inning number 5 here at Miller Park. As Bleeding looks in for the sign, gets ready and fires. That one misses outside, and we'll go to a 1-1 count. A lot of these at-bats today, Lane Tech has gone to 1 or 2 strikes and have kind of had trouble closing the door of strikeouts. Some of them have ended in putouts and flyouts, but they've had a hard time closing out a lot of these at-bats. The 1-1. That one misses high and away, and now we'll go to a 2-1 count, and Joshua did not realize the runner was taking it, and that's going to basically be a free base for Butcher. And now runners at second and third for the Eagles. The go-ahead run at third base. Excuse me, that was not Butcher. That is going to be the pinch runner. Winkin comes to second base. So Winkin at second, Garcia at third, and Guidone at the plate as the 2-1 from Bleeden misses down low, and now one ball away from a bases-loaded situation.
Yeah, an interesting play that we actually saw there with a delayed steal. Especially it being a tie game, it looked like Taft was trying to get Sasha to throw down to second, thinking that he could get him so that the guy from third could try and score.
As this one swung on and missed, and that's going to be a big strike too, and this quite possibly could be the biggest pitch of the game here coming up. A ball gives Taft a bases-loaded situation. A strike gets Lane Tech out of the inning. It's still a tie game. They gave up 3 this inning. However, they have a chance to take back the lead in the bottom of the 5th. We'll see what Bleeden does on the 3-2 as he fires. This one hit high towards foul territory. Darshan trying to get under it. Now it's going to be Katz who catches it right by the third base line, and Lane Tech will get out of it. Taft strands 2, but they put 3 across the plate. It's Lane Tech 7, Taft 7 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel.
The IHSA is proud to offer participation opportunities for all high school students in Illinois. In addition to offering a state series in nearly 40 sports and activities, the IHSA also conducts state tournaments for athletes with disabilities in basketball, bowling, swimming, and track. Contact the IHSA to learn more about how you can participate. Attention fans, it's time for you to make the call. Now this isn't an in-game promotion, it's time for you to get involved as an IHSA official.
We'll head to the bottom of the 5th here at Miller Park. Lane Tech with a 7-7 tie here with the Eagles. A 3-run home run by Dominic Jacoby gives the Eagles a tie ball game in the top half of this inning, and now it's going to be very important for Lane Tech to respond offensively, and now we're going to see a first pinch hitter of the game. That's going to be Jeffrey Cap coming in to pinch hit for Kai Ramirez to start off inning number 5. Cap, a very strong contact hitter, and we'll see what he can do to start off this inning.
Yeah, Cap doesn't get fazed by how fast or slow the pitching is, and especially from the other hitters that we've seen with the drop-off of velocity from Flores and the second pitcher down to Santos here, who did have a great first inning, though, didn't give up a hit or a walk as Cap steps into the box.
24. Jeffrey Cap.
Cap, like Sotelo, was out the first month of the season, has been in and out with some hitting appearances for the last couple of weeks. Usually is good for a hit or two every single game, and interesting to see him pinch hit here for Ramirez as first pitch to Cap, hit towards right field. That one's going to drip foul, and we'll go to an 0-1 count. So watching Cap and BP, and he was making some good contact, and that is exactly what Lane Tech needs in a batter right now.
I mean, definitely a strong attack from Cap. I mean, first pitch away, he went right with it at right field. A pretty hard hit ball, and we'll see if he can follow up, as with that foul ball, there are no baseballs on the field. Looks like they're trying to get some ump out of baseballs, and this is high school baseball, folks.
We may be at a NCAA Division I stadium, but still very much IHSA baseball here on the field, as we'll finally get a ball to Santos, and they'll head back to the mound up 0-1 in the count against Cap. It's still going to be Edwin Quinones on deck, so Lane Tech looks like they're just going to use one pinch hitter this inning, and I assume Ramirez is going to stay in the game in right field, as Santos readies for the 0-1. The pitch hit towards left field, and that is a perfect single, and that is exactly why you use a pinch hitter.
Cap is very excited at first, clapping his hands very hard, and I would be too. I mean, such a heated game between these two rivals, such rich history. I mean, it's been such a close game, 7-7. Excited for Cap there. We'll see what Quinones can do.
Quinones has reached twice today, walked his first time up, came around to score singled off a bunt his last time up. That was one of the best bunts we've seen all season, and he's going to try that again as first pitch misses outside, and think about throwing to Cap at first, but they won't. It's very impressive with that bunt, even more so with the full turf here at Miller Park. That ball just stopped in its tracks, but there's no grass for it to do that. Quinones just laid down a perfect bunt his last time. We'll see if he tries that again. Lays down a bunt. That one will go foul, and we'll get to a 1-1 count.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely feel the tension going on here getting into the late innings. As I said, these two rivals, Lane Tech has taken both the games so far this season, but now it is the playoffs, so I think a win here for Taft would definitely cancel it out, as here's a throw over, Cap safe, and that actually is the first pickoff attempt we've seen from a Taft pitcher.
Interesting. We have not seen a lot of pickoffs from either team here today. One for Taft, one for Lane, as Santos readies for the 1-1. And that was a dirty pitch there. It came into the zone at the last second, and we'll go to a 1-2 count on Quinones. Cap still waiting over there patiently at first base. Now we'll see if Quinones shows for bunt with 2 strikes. He won't, and that will be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Definitely not the at-bat you want if you are a Lane Tech fan, but you do have the top of your lineup coming up now. It's going to be Joseph Perona coming up to the plate. Cap still waiting over there at first base, and it will be Josh Katz on deck. And they're going to try a pickoff attempt there, but cannot get it in time to get there to Cap. Pretty conservative lead over there at first by Cap, so they haven't had any close plays over there at first base. As Perona here gets ready for the first pitch. That one will miss outside, and we'll go to a 1-0 count. Perona on the day has reached twice with a double and a hit by pitch. Came around to score in the first inning. Did have a fly out to left field in his second plate appearance. So we'll see if he can repeat the magic of that first hit here today. As this one hit towards center field, left center. Gain under is Muhammad, who makes the easy grab, and that will be a quick out number 2 here for Lane Tech.
Yeah, I mean, a well-struck ball by Perona. Unfortunate that it was just right at the fielder, and that's what baseball is. You could have a great hit, but that's what fielders are for, and especially when there are 8 of them. Actually, 9 when you include the pitcher out of there in the field.
Taft's outfield has done a much better job. The first couple of innings, we saw them struggling with the sun a little bit, dropping some balls as this one's hit high, foul territory towards the Taft dugout, and that will go foul. Bounces near some fans. Maybe someone's going to get a souvenir over there, and we'll get it to an 0-1 count. But these last couple of innings, Taft's defense, especially in the outfield, has adjusted, and there has not been as many of those mistakes.
I'll be interested to see if we see any movement from Cap at first. I mean, he is stated as a middle infielder. Might see a stolen base here or an attempt at a stolen base, especially to get that guy into scoring position with 2 outs.
Definitely gets tricky, though, with the 2 outs, as you said, though, to not want to end the inning as this pitch misses high, and we'll go to a 2-1 count on Katz. Katz 2 runs on the day. 2 runs on the day, once reached via fielder's choice, once reached via hit by pitch. Flew out to center his last time, though, as the 2-1 misses high, and we're seeing a couple of high pitches here from Santos, who was hitting the zone pretty well for a couple of straight batters, but now close to dealing a walk here to Katz, the shortstop. Santos steps off the mound quickly, looked back at second base, but Lane doesn't have anyone there. I think was just checking to make sure, as Cap takes slight lead over there. Doesn't go on the 1 as this one fouled down the line, and we'll go to a 3-2 count. Apologies, a 2-2 count, folks. We added an extra ball there, so it's going to be 2-2 on Josh Katz as he tries to keep this inning going. It'll be Louis Derishin on deck. He hits best when there is batters on, so it'll be a lot better for Lane Tech if they can get a runner to reach here, and Derishin does not have to bat next inning to lead things off, as this one misses inside, and we will go to a full count here. I don't know if we have access to runners in scoring position numbers for Louis Derishin, but I'm sure he's hitting very well with runners in scoring positions as Cap takes towards second to pitch high, and Lane Tech now runners at first and second, 2 outs, and Louis Derishin coming to the plate. He's had some clutch hits this year, hit the walk-off against Von Steuben, usually has an extra base hit almost every single game. So far today, 1 for 3 with a single and a run, and we'll see what he can do here.
Yeah, as you were saying, Alex, Louis Derishin is batting .404 with runners in scoring position. We can hear the Lane Tech dugout cheering for him. As here's a strike that just catches the outside corner. I'll be interested to see because it doesn't look like anyone is holding Cap on at second base. Oh, here comes Jacoby, the shortstop. No, he goes back.
That's the 0-1 foul back, and now a quick 2 strikes on Derishin. This would be a big strike 3 and out 3 for the Eagles. They've scored in 3 straight innings, but offense could falter out pretty quickly, so we'll see what the Eagles can do here on the 0-2. That one misses outside, and we'll go to a 1-2 count. Good take there by the third baseman.
1-2 count. Really just got to put something into play. Looks like Taft has done their scouting. The third baseman is right down the line as here's the pitch, and it's a super high pop-up. Oh, the sun is going. Doesn't look like everyone's got it, and this is going to fall in the infield as Katz comes home, and he scores!
2 runs for Lane Tech after the misplaced pop-up, and they are going to turn this into a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And, I mean, there's just not much you can do there as a defender.
Definitely not. I mean, the sun has come a lot out today. You can see from the shadows that the shortstop is looking right into the sun, especially when up. Third baseman and second baseman definitely not having fun with that. But, wow, a very lucky break for Lane Tech.
So Cap comes around from second to score. Katz comes from first to score. And now Nick Laggis will try to keep this going. It's going to be Louis Derishin at first base and a 1-0 count here on Nick Laggis, who's been pretty productive at the plate today. Reached all 3 times, a triple, a home run, and a walk. As the 1-0 swung on, and we'll even it out at a 1-1 count. Zach doing some play-by-play on that last one. He's been our analyst today, but some nice play-by-play as we'll go to a 1-1 count. This one misses outside, and we'll go to 2-1 on Laggis.
I'll be interested to see what Lane Tech does with their bullpen. We've seen Jacob Meza warm up. It doesn't look like he's getting loose right now. He might be all loose. He might just be told to sit down, but I'm assuming we'll see Jake bleeding out there, and I wonder if he'll just go and close the rest of the game out.
As 1-1 misses, and we'll go to a 2-1 count here on Laggis. This one misses high. Oh, that was a 3-1, apologies. So that will be a 5-pitch walk for Nick Laggis, and Lane Tech now with runners at first and second for the second time this inning. The first time they were able to convert it into 2 runs, and they'd love to get 2 more runs on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the 5th, as catcher's going to come out to have a quick word with his pitcher, and Freeman's going to have a quick word with the umpire. So I'm wondering if we're going to have a batting change soon, and I see Tyler Trapp with a batting helmet there. So we might have another freshman making his debut, or maybe he's going to go in as a pinch runner. We'll see. Looks like he is going to go into pinch run, so they're going to take Louis Derishin off the base paths, and Lane Tech making some use of their JV call-ups here today.
Yeah, as you were saying before, these IHSA rules are so confusing with substituting. But so as Derishin comes out, he will be able to be reinstated at some point. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it has to be the next inning. So Trapp will be out of the game, but definitely good use for his speed at second as he takes his lead.
Trapp and Murray, the 2 we've seen tonight, just freshmen, as the throw to second, not in time, almost got the pickoff there, but they're definitely the future of this Lane Tech program. We'll see if they maybe try for a double steal here with 2 fast guys on the base paths now, with Laggis at first and Trapp at second base. Jack Zor still waiting for the first pitch here. That one way inside, and we'll go to a 1-0 count. Lane Tech 9, Taft 7. Bottom of inning number 5 here from Miller Park at Northwestern. Already reached the 2-hour mark of this one, as this one will miss down low, and we'll go to 2-0.
Interestingly enough, we have not seen Sir with a hit, as actually here comes the Taft manager. Not sure if he's going to pull him, and it does look like he's going to pull him. Wow, what a crazy change of events. But I mean, as I was saying, that's what this state series is. You don't give people extra chances. You go with the person you trust in the most. As I was saying before, Sir tries to extend his 5-game hitting streak into 6. He has been great in his past games. He is 0 for 1 today with an RBI groundout and 2 walks.
So look for a second like that was Guidon coming into pitch. We had him at second base. I'm wondering if we missed a positional change here. Going to check quickly here. Pildes is still on the mound, so I think they're working out who's going to go everywhere. No, Guidon's going to go to second, so I'm wondering if it's going to be someone from the infield or if they're just waiting for the bullpen guy to come in. There's been no one coming out of the bullpen for the Eagles, so I guess we are still waiting here to see who is going to come on the mound for the Taft Eagles here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be runners at first and second when we return. Yeah, I don't know. We're still waiting. This must be some miscommunication here.
We might also be seeing a middle infielder going back to the dugout to grab his pitching glove is what we do see, as here comes Jacoby. It looks like he maybe just grabbed a thing of water, changed his infielder's glove to his pitcher's glove, but it looks like he's going to be out there on the mound now.
So Dominic Jacoby, all conference this year. I was prepping for him, and I actually saw some pitching stats for him. So we'll try to pull up those really quickly. We'll check who's going into his shortstop position here, but it will be Dominic Jacoby wearing number 7 and coming to the mound here to pitch for the Eagles. Jacoby on the year, wow, just 8 innings pitched against Lane earlier this year. He actually took the loss, giving up 4 runs and 2 hits on April 6th. And this is definitely an interesting move here by the Eagles to put someone in with such little experience into such a high-stakes game.
I mean, what it comes down to as a coach is, who do I trust the most? It might be part of who has the most heart, most passion for the game, and I mean, it might be Jacoby, or he could be a person who's had arm problems all year, so they've kept him off the mound. It is really hard to say, but it does look like he's finding the zone. I mean, 2 warm-up pitches, both for strikes already.
It's interesting. We were talking about this when he came up to plate, but he's listed as an infielder, an outfielder, and a right-handed pitcher, so he really can play everything, and arguably playing the 2 most important positions here today, pitcher and shortstop for the Eagles, as still waiting to see who goes into short for the Eagles. There was someone in the left field who I think was warming up for short. Okay, so it looks like Union's going to go to shortstop. It'll be, I think they're going to keep Guidon at second base, and then this says Casey Zajac at first. I don't recognize him at first. He's a former classmate of mine. I don't see him at first base, so that may be an error here on Game Changer. Yes, it looks like it will be. However, a couple of positional changes. Yeah, Raul Garcia stays over there at first, but a couple of changes here for the Eagles, and it will most importantly be a new pitcher on the mound, Jacoby, who finally finishes up his warm-up pitches, and Jack Zor is going to come to the plate. So it's runners at first and second here for Lane Tech. 2 outs, and we'll see what Jack Zor can do. We left off with a 2-0 count on him, so Jacoby's going to resume down in the count against the lefty here.
Very interesting move, pulling a pitcher mid-pitch, as here's a foul ball by Jack Zor. I mean, it's really uncomfortable as a pitcher when you come into the game in a count that isn't an 0-0.
Very interesting wind-up here for Jacoby. He kicks his leg up very high and then kind of just throws it in there as he'll get ready for the 2-1 here on tour. This one gets away from the catcher, and Lane Tech's going to have 2 runners in scoring position there. They added in trap at second. Wasn't sure if they were going to attempt a double steal. They don't have to. The wild pitch allows them to get 2 in scoring position.
Yeah, definitely a big pitch. I mean, I know we've been saying this all game, but the ability to make it more than a 2-run game right here, or for Taft to keep it at only a 2-run game, will be huge.
As a 3-1, strike down the middle on the fastball, and now we'll have a full count coming up on Jack Tsor. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th from Miller Park. On deck, it is going to be Henry Murray, Zach Joshua in the hole, as the pitch hit fouled back to the left-hand side, and we will keep it at a full count. Obviously, as a hitter, a lot of pressure, and as a pitcher, a lot of pressure. What goes through your head on a full count?
Well, what you have to do is just trust your stuff, know that you've been in these situations before, and not let the moment get too big for you, which is what some people might do.
Mr. Kobe gets ready here for the second 3-2 delivery. The pitch hit towards the second baseman. Guidon gets it to throw the first in time, and it's going to be a 2-run ball game as we head to inning number 6. Lane Tech strands 2 but puts 2 across the plate. We'll head to inning number 6. It's Lane Tech 9, Taft 7. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel.
Participating in coach, officiate, or support in high school sports or activities. We all have a reason why, and the National Federation of State High School Associations and IHSA want to know yours. The My Reason Why campaign is highlighting high school participation across the country. Tell us your story at myreasonwhy.com, and then share it on social media by using the hashtag MyReasonWhy.
Jake Bleeden staying in for another inning of work here as we enter inning number 6 at Miller Park. Lane Tech with a 9-7 lead over Taft. Couple of insurance runs for the Lane Tech in the bottom of inning number 5, but definitely not enough to feel safe here in the regional semifinals.
Yeah, we've seen no movement in the bullpen right now. It looks like Jacob Meza has sat back down. Looks like they're going to be trusting Jake Bleeden to close out the rest of this game.
That's the first time I think we've seen the bullpen empty for Lane Tech in about 3 or 4 innings, so they're going to keep their trust in Bleeden, who did come in and have a solid end of that last inning, was able to get out of a situation. I'm not sure if he actually gave up any runs. They might have all been given up by the time he came in. So it is going to be, he went 0.2 innings and gave up no runs. So it was a nice inning number 5 for Jake Bleeden, and now we'll try to turn that into a nice inning number 6 as lean things off here. In the top of inning number 6 is going to be the, looks like a pinch hitter actually. It's supposed to be the 9 hitter, but it's going to be number 13, Victor Miranda coming in to hit, and that's actually the second time today we've seen the 9 hitter get pinch hit for. I'm not sure if the player is allowed to come back into the game after being pinch hit for twice.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a different catcher come in. I mean, I guess they're really not trusting that bat, but Victor Miranda steps into the box. I actually do play Warriors baseball with him. He has had a pretty good year, batting mid-350s.
As first pitch curveball gets in there for a strike, and we'll go to an 0-1 count here on Miranda. 9-7, Lane Tech with the lead over Tafts in the top of inning number 6. Lots of drama in the playoffs always, and that's exactly what we're seeing here today, as this one will miss and will go even at a 1-1 count.
Yeah, I mean, as I've said before, lots of tension right now. Definitely a lot of loud heartbeats
Has a big swing and miss there on the 1-1. Gets Bleeding ahead in the count, and now is looking for a quick out number 1 here in the top of inning number 6. The Eagles have scored in 3 straight innings, scored 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 3 in the 5th to get themselves in this position right now as this one misses outside, and we will go to a 2-2 count, but still has a chance to end with a strikeout here if he can throw a strike here on the 2-2.
A very interesting factor to keep in mind right now is the sun is getting really low, but not low enough that it's gone away. So it looks like these fielders are having a really tough time with the sun, and as here's a foul ball by Miranda to stay alive. It looks like Jake Bleeding, the pitcher, is even having a little bit of trouble when peering in for the signs.
Because we're actually sitting right behind home plate, and if we turn around here, kind of an open stadium at Miller Park, it's coming in right from a home plate right now, right into the eyes of the pitcher, as the 2-2 curveball just misses, and we'll go to a full count. That was a lucky take there from the pinch hitter for the Eagles. As now we'll go for the 3-2. That one misses, and a leadoff walk here for the Eagles in the top of the 6th.
Coach Freeman definitely not liking those past 2 calls. It looks like he's talking a little bit to the umpire. And I'm not sure if I'd be happy too, because that is a big inning changer.
Now we'll see Angel Muhammad coming to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. Had a double, but he has also had a ground out and a strikeout. So he's had mixed contact with the ball here today. As first pitch, curveball gets in there, and that pitch has been working great for Bleeding here today.
Definitely great. I mean, you can see the batter try to get out of the way because it looked like it was going to hit him, and then just break back that front door curveball. Really working well.
The 0-1, this one hit towards third, possible double play ball. Darish in the second, the throw to first, misses Jack Sora, almost a 6-4-3, and they almost tried to tag the runner there who had run through first base. It will end up being the leadoff runner gets out. That is the pinch hitter Miranda, and it will be Muhammad safe at first via a fielder's choice, or maybe actually via an error there from Laggis on the throw to first.
Something interesting that I just saw, I do love it though. You can see Zach Sasha, the catcher, running hard to make sure that that ball that got past Tsur wasn't able to be a ball that the runner could advance on. Great hustle, putting it out all on the field, especially in this state series when it's win or go home.
Leland looks towards the runner at first. Colin Benkel at the plate. First pitch to him. Fouled back, and we'll get it to an 0-1 count here. 1 away, top of inning number 6. Lane Tech with a 2-run lead over Taft. 5 outs away from advancing to the regional final, but still have some work to do. The tying run at the plate for the Eagles here. 7-inning games here in IHSA play. As Bleeding looks towards first base and now gets ready to fire the 0-1. That one curves in, gets away from Shashua, and that will be a free base there for Muhammad.
Definitely. This inning might even be bigger than the 7th inning with the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up next, especially with a runner now in scoring position. As Sashua comes to talk to Bleeding. Bleeding might be having a tough time seeing those signs, especially with the sun in his face.
Looks like the mound may have finally kind of gone into the shade here, as Bleeding was standing in the sun. It actually looks still a little bit in the sun. I bet by the next half inning the pitcher is going to be out of the sun, but as of now, just right in the top half of the body for these pitchers here. As Bleeding gets ready for the 1-1 pitch. Runner in scoring position for the Eagles. 9-7 lead for Lane Tech. The pitch. That one fouled off to the left-hand side. And you even see Darish in there. Puts his arm right over to block the sun, trying to find that pitch. And I would not be surprised to see an error here soon via sun for either one of these teams.
And I mean, that's what baseball is, such a crazy game. It's all about adapting. It's not always about the talent. It's sometimes about a little bit of luck, but also a lot of adapting to the situations that you're in.
Bleeding fires the 1-2, swung on and missed and gets the strikeout. So 2 away here in inning number 6 for Lane Tech. Runner in scoring position for the Eagles, but now they are just 1 out away from getting out of this inning with no damage done. Lane Tech's defense looked great through the first 2. Eagles came back into 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and now they're hoping to return to their ways here in the 6th with another scoreless inning as David Bedron comes to the plate, calls time before a first pitch can be called. Runner at second base is Muhammad. Reached on the air from Laggis on trying to get that 5-4-3, not 6-4-3 double play.
Something to note here is that Jacoby is on deck. We've already seen him hit, I think it was a 3-run home run. A big game changer.
So if you're Lane Tech, you would much rather face him with no one on next to start off next inning than with 2 on here in inning number 6. As Bleedin looks back, Katz checking him at second but backs off. Now was ready to throw over there to second, but ended up no one there to throw to. 1-0 the count on the right fielder, Bedron. He was a part of this team, a big part of this Eagles team as a junior, has continued to make an impact in the outfield and as a 3-hitter for the Eagles this year. As the pitch misses down low and outside, and we'll go to a 2-0 count.
As a hitter here, I have to be thinking fastball, 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 and really make sure I'm ahead of it because this could be a huge pitch right here if it's in the zone, especially if the hitter likes it.
Problem here for an Eagles hitter is Bleedin's pitches sometimes break at the last moment, as this one, they call that a strike. Wow, so hits the bottom inside part of the zone, and that will be the first strike of the at-bat to go to a 2-1 count. Thought that was going to go to a 3-0 pitch, but instead we go to a 2-1. As we mentioned, Jacoby on deck, and the lefty readies for the 2-1 pitch. That one misses down low, and now a 3-1 count.
Still not seeing any movement in the Lane Tech bullpen, so looks like they're riding out Jake Bleedin in this one, even though it's a 2-run game.
Looks back towards second, ready to fire the 3-1. This one hit towards left field, and a diving play by Edwin Quinones to save possibly a run there. We will head to the bottom of inning number 6. A great play there by Edwin Quinones.
I mean, that is a run saver, especially because he full out laid out for that ball. If that ball gets by him, that might be an inside the park home run, and we could have seen a tie game. Instead, we go in to the bottom of the 6th inning. Taft will only have one more opportunity to get 2, maybe more runs.
And now it's going to come down to Lane Tech trying to get some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th. How big is it for Lane Tech if they get a run or 2 here?
I mean, as MLB baseball has 3 runs, you need to be ahead 3 runs or less for it to be considered a save by the pitcher. So hopefully they should try to get above that. I mean, obviously they try to get as many as possible, but really trying to get into that 3 or 4 mark is what they should be looking for.
It'll be Henry Murray leading things off this inning for the Lane Tech baseball team. He is in the He's in the 6th spot. Then Zach Joshua and Kai Ramirez do up. We did see a pinch hitter for Ramirez earlier this game, so we'll see if they try that again here this inning. As Murray 2 for 3 on the day, had a strikeout, but other than that, he was great his first 2 times up, a triple and a single. However, he's actually yet to score a run here today, so he'd love to get his first varsity run here, and it would come at a very good time if you are a Lane Tech baseball fan. Looks like they're going to stick with Jacoby on the mound here. Looked pretty good that last inning. And now he's still going to try to have a couple of warm-up pitches. And looks like we do have a change behind the plate here for the Eagles. We talked about that with the double pinch hitter, and it's going to be number 14, Andrew McCain. Very catcher-like name there with McCain coming in to catch for the Eagles. And now Henry Murray will come to the lefties' batter's box to lead things off this inning.
Murray struggled a little bit last at bat with the slower pitching, but it does look like Jacoby does throw as hard as the first 2 pitches, as here's a ground ball down the line. Looks like it might be 2. Murray is heading for 2, and he's going to get there with a stand-up double. A big start to the inning.
Looked like that right fielder, Biedron, crashed into the wall there. He's down, at least on his knees. Looks like he will be okay, but what a start there by the freshman. He's a home run away from a cycle here in his first ever varsity appearance.
Not sure if you see that a lot.
So it'll be Zach Joshua coming up to the plate now. Looks like they are going to have Kai Ramirez on deck, so all likelihood he is going to hit here after getting pinch hit for last time. They want to keep him in right field, and then after that, Edwin Quinones. So looks as if Lane Tech staying with their usual batting order there. They had a quick check to make sure Biedron was okay there in right field, but looks like they're going to stay with all the usual guys, and now Zach Joshua will come to the plate. Reached once in the second inning with a fielder's choice, but hasn't had a true hit yet here today, as he shows bunt, and that one will go to the left-hand side. Times this year, Joshua has struggled to reach. Haven't seen him bunt much, but maybe that's a way he can reach here in inning number 6.
Something to keep in mind for the next batter and the batter after that is that Carson Berg, who we've seen many times in the outfield, especially hitting, is out sick for today's game, so they won't be able to have him for a pinch hitter.
As a bunt by Joshua gets him out at first base. Nice play there by Jacoby to get the runner at first. However, it does advance the runner, so Henry Murray is going to advance to third base. And Lane Tech has done a really good job with their bunts here today. They haven't reached every single time, but they've done what they've needed to do every time with the bunts.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely make that pitcher work. It's not an easy play, running off the mound. Jacoby is the shortstop, so it might be a little bit easier for him, but putting the pressure on the fielders to make the play.
As Ramirez steps into the batter's box, he shows bunt, pulls away, and we'll get it to a 0-1 count. Or the odds we see back-to-back bunts here from Lane Tech trying to advance the runner.
It will be very interesting, as we can see Taft's corners that the first and third baseman are in. It looks like their second baseman is in too.
As curveball misses, we'll even it out at a 1-1 count. These are some of the guys that we have not seen a lot this year bunt, like Joshua and Ramirez. Looks like it is going to be Edwin Quinones on deck, so they're not going to use a pinch hitter there, as Jacoby here fires the 1-1. That one swung on and missed, and we'll go to a 1-2 count. That was an extra base type swing from Ramirez, but just unable to make contact there.
Yeah, I mean, Lane really needs contact right here, as here's a ball outside. Contact really will make it tough for Taft to hold Murray at third base.
Go to a 2-2 count. The pitch to Ramirez misses down low, and we have a full count. Saw behind home plate there, McCain was very quick to scoop up that ball. They do not want to let Murray advance free to home. And now we'll have a 3-2 pitch coming up momentarily to Ramirez. Had a nice RBI hit in the city championship game. He's had some nice hits this year and could use another one of those here. Won't need it, though. He gets to walk, and it's going to be a free pass for Ramirez to first base, and it's runners on the corners with just one out here in the bottom of the sixth for Lane Tech. We're hoping to add some insurance to this one. It'll be Edwin Quinones coming to the plate. We've seen him lay down a good bunt here today. The way Lane Tech's been going at stuff today, wouldn't be entirely surprising to see them do that again here. And then it will be top the lineup with Joseph Perona.
And actually, we've seen Joseph Perona try to bunt and bunt a couple times. We've seen him a bunch of times throughout this year lay one down, but mostly for a hit. be interested to see if we can get a sacrifice here.
Jonas steps out of the batter's box, calls time before the first pitch comes. So it's going to be Prona on deck, Josh Katz in the hole, and then Louis Derishin after that. Right now, Murray has this one hit down the first base line. He is going to not be safe there at first. Quinones dove into first base. Did advance the runner, though, as Henry Murray comes in to score, and Lane Tech reaches the double-digit mark, and they have a 3-run lead as we in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, a great push bunt by Quinones. Pushed it to the right of the pitcher, Jacoby. Made the first baseman go get it. And no chance at getting him at home. A great job of getting that run in.
And you do advance another runner to scoring position. Kai Ramirez moves from first to second. And this is going to be an intentional walk here. Yeah, so it looks like they're going to intentionally walk Joseph Prona. He heads to first base, and now they're going to face off against Josh Katz. Not sure if that's exactly the guy you want to face. He's had some good at-bats this year, and that'll be runners at first and second for Katz as first pitch from Jacoby. Curveball misses outside. Will go to a 1-0 count.
Yeah, very interesting, especially with a guy, as we mentioned before, has a .491 on-base percentage. Interesting to walk the guy before to get him.
Swing and a miss gets it to a 1-1 count here for Katz. Louis Derishin is going to be on deck. Nick Laggis in the hole. Currently runners at first and second for Lane Tech. They lead 10-7 in inning number 6. The pitch from Jacoby, that one hit towards short, should be a routine 6-3 putout. The throw a little high, but they get it in time, and that will be a 6-3 putout to end the inning. So Eagles need a miracle. They've scored 3 in 2 innings. They'll need to score 3 in another one here. It's Lane Tech 10, Taft 7 as we head to the final frame of play. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lane Tech Baseball.
Thank you. Is it a good job? You love reliving great moments in IHSA history? Then the IHSA Archives YouTube page is for you. Visit youtube.com/IHSA Archives to see a growing library of nearly 1,000 classic IHSA contests in local sports, including some of the oldest high school basketball footage in the world.
No, that's definitely not going to work. It's going to fall.
We head to inning number 7 here at Miller Park. Lane Tech looking to hold on to a 10-7 lead here in the regional semifinal against the Taft Eagles. Taft had some momentum. Lane Tech was finally able to shut them down last inning, and now it'll be up to Jake Bleeden trying to close this one out as first pitch curveball gets in there for a strike here to start off the top of inning number 7.
Yeah, Jacoby did not agree with that call. You can see him shaking his head a little frustrated. We'll see what he can do to start off this inning. He has had a pretty good game as here's a ground ball to short. Katz has got it, throws it over to first. And out number 1 for Lane Tech and Jake Bleeden.
Lane Tech now 2 outs away from a regional semifinal. They won their regional last year. They won it 3 years ago. I think maybe 4 years ago as well. Lane Tech usually is able to make it out of the regionals. This year they dropped to a 5 seed. They're going to have to beat a team higher than them to win the regional, but this is the first step to what they hope can be a long state run as Raul Garcia, the first baseman, comes to the plate here for the Eagles. First pitch gets in there for a strike, and Bleeden now dealing here for the for Lane Tech in the top of this inning. The 0-1. That one misses down low, and that will be the first ball thrown this inning by Bleedin. Looks like there may be no one in the bullpen actually for Lane Tech. Some guys just waiting around there, but they are going to stick with Bleedin. This makes it interesting for Lane Tech tomorrow with pitching availability, as this one swung on and missed, and we'll go to a 1-2 count.
Bleedin's done a great job mixing in off speed here, just switching between that fastball and that slider. I mean, really making these hitters uncomfortable.
This one check swing, he held off, and it will miss, so we'll go even at a 2-2. On deck, it's going to be Justin Butcher, and they are going to keep him. They're not going to go in for a pinch hitter, as the 2-2 pitch called strike 3 on the bottom part of the plate, and Lane Tech now 1 out away from victory.
Yeah, as you were saying before, Jake Bleedin is now over 30 pitches, or he was a couple pitches ago. So not sure who we'll see tomorrow after Jacob Meza, who I'm pretty sure will be getting the start tomorrow.
So it's going to be Justin Butcher trying to save the season for the Taft Eagles. They trail 10-7 and down to their final out, as first pitch hits the strike zone here for Jake Bleedin. It's been definitely an up and down day for Lane Tech. Started very strong, had some rough spots, but a win is a win in the state playoffs as Bleedin fires the 0-1. That one hit foul, and we'll go to an 0-2 count.
Lane now 1 strike away from going back to another regional championship. See if Jake Bleedin can lock this down.
Here in a 3-hour game between these two rivals. The 0-2. That one fouled back, and we'll do it again. It's the outside part of the plate. Butcher on the day has singled his last 2 times up, scored on the first of those singles. He struck out his first time, but has really found his bat these last 2 times. On deck is going to be Jacob Unin. So these are 2 capable hitters for this Taft Eagles team. As Bleedin fires the 1-2. And that one just misses. Looked like the ump was going to call a ball there to get it to a 1-2. It looked like he was going to call a strike there to end the game, but just misses the zone in his opinion, and we'll go to a 1-2. Bleedin now fires again. That one just misses outside. A lot of very close pitches here by Bleedin.
And we can see that extreme speed difference between that curveball as he goes right to the gas with a very fast fastball just outside though.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Lane Tech wins the ball game. They score 7 in the first 2 innings. Taft climbs all the way back to tie at 7-7, but 3 late runs for Lane Tech seals the victory for them, and they will be playing for a regional championship tomorrow at 11 a.m. A great win for Lane Tech.
Yeah, definitely a great win. A little closer than some expected. Some pitchers burned, but I will be excited to see how they fare tomorrow morning.
So that's just about going to do our coverage here tonight. Bunch of different pitchers here. We saw some nice stuff out of Sotelo, Espinoza, and Bleedin. Now Lane Tech's going to have to kind of get fancy with how they use their pitchers tomorrow, but a win is a win, and they play to see another day here in the IHSA state playoffs. That's just about going to do our coverage here tonight from the IHSA 4A regional semifinals. Your final score here from Miller Park, Lane Tech 10, Taft 7. For Zach Sharp, my name's Alex Burstein. Good night.